For a great afternoon of sports entertainment talk. Get ready for in-depth discussions on everything from the court to the field, mixed with the business and culture that orbit the sports world. Whether it's the latest blockbuster trade or the societal impact of sports, two men on with your hosts, Van Nunley and Fred Slow, with producer Isaiah Johnson on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal.
It's Friday, Albuquerque. You know what that means? Well, it's actually a weird one for us. The boys are at Howie's sports page. Let's go.
Oh,
Yes.
what a bonus, baby. On a Friday even at Howie's.
But
And Lobos are playing what?
But why?
What?
Why are we here?
Sometimes the stars just align.
It's a beautiful thing.
But why?
That's a beautiful thing.
Because we are experiencing an outbreak of Lobo fever here.
What is that? Is that it's like scarlet fever, but redder?
Redder.
We're here all day. We'll be here all night. The Lobo game is at 8 o'clock. Is that
7:30.
7:30.
7:30.
So we get off air at 7. Come see us. Well, you come earlier because if you don't come now, you won't get a seat.
It's going to
place
start
is rocking.
filling up quick. I mean,
There's-
it's already a good crowd, and it's going to start filling up quick.
You're going to cover up the pool tables.
We may have to tonight, yeah.
Yeah. It will be a fun one tonight. No ticket needed here, but tickets are needed to Pantera on August the 31st. Van, they're over at Isleta, and we are giving away tickets to that. We got multiple sets. We'll give those away today. Isaiah Johnson back at the studio. Isaiah, how are you?
Feeling wonderful.
How many Pantera tickets do we have?
So we got 4 pairs of 2.
4 pairs. All right, let me do the math on that.
I'm not doing it.
Pantera. So it's some. We have some tickets to give away this week.
You're too short of a dime bag of tickets
well
to
done.
Pantera.
That's a good one. I know no Pantera songs. That's not my genre at all. I know 0 Pantera songs.
Respect.
What is that?
Walk. What did you say?
That's a song.
I'm more of a this love guy.
Oh, are you now?
Yes.
Little sweet Pantera. Little-
Cemetery guy. I mean,
Little
God,
hugs.
love me some old dime bag with some old Pantera.
You don't know Domination? You don't know Cowboys from Hell? You know Cowboys from Hell.
I don't believe.
You know Cowboys from Hell from the smash hit video game Guitar Hero.
No.
You know that one.
I know Vulgar Display of Power was the one album, and they have just wrote
Far
that.
Beyond Driven.
Oh, is that a big one too?
No, Cowboys from Hell.
Cowboys
is the
from
one.
Hell.
Yeah,
Which
for
one
sure.
is that the album or is that a song off of the album?
They're all albums.
Yeah.
That's
You know, I'm a big boy, and in my younger days, I used to love to mix it up in the mosh pits.
Oh, yeah.
The one mosh pit I was not sure I was going to survive was Pantera and
Yeah.
Sepultura at the convention center.
now.
here.
What was that second word?
Sepultura was another band.
Sepul.
Sepultura. They
That's
were
what-
opening for Pantera.
That's an Asian guy.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
That was an
No,
old
he's,
convention center show that
It's a Greek hero.
Oh,
Yeah.
he was on
Like
uh,
Aesop.
of
One of
7.
Aesop's fables.
Oh, like
the story of Sepultura.
Yeah, the Odyssey of Sepultura.
Yeah. A witch turned him into a goat, I think, in the story.
Was he on that boat with
Yeah.
Hercules?
He may have been.
Hercules.
That's
There was 2 of everyone on that
That's
boat.
not Pantera.
you're talking about Noah's.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
that's a different boat.
Oh, yeah.
2 of each.
The boat, which is the best of all time, Lobos team is currently playing in the Mountain West tournament.
The low boats.
They're the Lobos. They're playing tonight. I believe they're playing Boise State. Boys.
Yes.
And
Accurate.
that's a big deal because they lost to them this year.
They
And
did.
that's the only team they've lost to this year. So that's a big deal. So they're going to play them.
Not
the
completely
only team
factually accurate,
What?
but you know what?
Who else beat them this year?
It's the only team they're playing today that they lost to this year.
They're
That's
Boise.
true.
They lost to Boise
Yeah.
when they lost the back-to-back. But
They-
they also beat
Correct.
they beat Boise earlier in the year
You know,
by like
they
20 points.
They struggled with teams with state in them this year. They lost to New
Yeah.
Mexico State, San Jose State, Boise State, San Diego State,
I don't like
and Arizona State.
I got a big
Boom.
problem with colleges that are cities and states in their names.
It's confusing.
If you're Boise
It's
State or
very
San
confusing.
Diego State, Like, I don't trust going to your institute. You don't actually know what you're doing.
I had to explain to them that Boise is not a state.
It's not a state. It's a city.
City state.
No,
Much like the Athens, Greece, the aforementioned,
the Cahokians.
the home of Sepultura.
What is it, a constitutional monarchy?
Yes, it was.
Like Luxembourg.
Yeah. Anyway, so you guys know I go to ABQ State, and it's the best. It's the best college you can go to.
The university near mom.
The
Bernalillo County College of Albuquerque State
Metro
region of totally not Taos, New Mexico.
and technology.
A&M.
It's an agricultural school.
It also is. We're damming the Rio Grande.
How many letters can you put in a row before it's nonsensical? I guess that's really words.
That's the best part about the NCAA tournament in the first round. You get all those directional schools that you've never heard of, and you know, Northeast, Southern Louisiana Tech.
The ones that are regional geographic names are very good too, where it's like Mid Valley State.
Sure.
And you go, okay, mid. All right, that makes me think this part of the country. Ah, shoot, no valleys in Tennessee.
No.
I think my favorite of those proverbial long shots for the tournament is Ooey Pooey.
Strong.
I'm a big Ooey Pooey
The
guy.
University of Purdue in Indianapolis.
Upper Peninsula.
Oh, yeah, sure. We're the Oopers. Let me show you
We're not
right
a
here on
basketball
my
team
hand
here.
where I'm from.
The Ooey Pooey. Just fun to say.
We're in the tournament now.
If you touch the top of the mitten, that's where I'm from.
The
mitten, the hand, you know. That's,
I thought that was a pet or something. I thought that was like a dog.
Oh, like a little kitty cat?
Yeah, like a little
Little
baby,
kitty cat
like a little
mittens.
house.
A little White Sox.
I am back on the show. I was off for the last 2 days on location. Had a busy 2 days. Thank you to you, Luke, for covering. Thank you to everyone else who took the time.
A lot of friends of the show pitched in.
So I was driving back yesterday from the Tucson, Arizona,
Tucson, Arizona.
where I was listening to the Lobo game. Listening to Rob Portnoy and Hunter Green. And
So good.
they there was a point in the second half there where, was it cut to 7? Is that what it was cut to? Cut to 7. They were up 15, got cut to 7. And Rob Portnoy goes, one timeout will fix this all. And then one timeout fixed it all.
There you go.
So it was it was
The clairvoyant Rob Portnoy.
he knows what's up.
He's watched a little bit of basketball in his life.
You
I
know?
agree. When San Jose State got to win a game in the Mountain West tournaments, that's fun for them.
Good. Yeah, good for you. Good for you. I think it's their second win all time?
All
since being
time?
part of the
Yeah.
Mountain West.
They're not very good at it at basketball.
Beat the Lobos once this year. That was their Super Bowl.
Gosh. And they're a city.
They gave us a pretty good game here in the pit, also in the first
right
conference
up
game of the
against it.
season.
Was it 1 point? Is that what that game was?
No, I think the first game of the season was like 6 or 8 that the Lobos ended up winning by.
The loss was 1 point.
Yeah.
And the Lobos had missed like a dozen free throws or something. I'm probably blowing that out of
You remember,
proportion.
it was more.
You may be underselling it. I
Yeah.
mean, I love this
In the
team. I love a
30s.
lot of things about them. The free throws are frustrating.
The Lobos win games, and like after that, you still want to talk about the charity stripes. You still want to talk about free throws, and like talking to Coach Pitino about that in like a press conference is brutal. Where it's like, no, we can't only focus on the fact that we won. Like if this game was any closer, the free throws would have like. Please hit those.
Yeah,
please do that.
they're free.
Yeah, they're for you to do. Just do them.
Go granny. Do what you got to do. I mean, let's
No,
go.
don't do that.
Let's
Don't do
just
that.
throw up some granny shots. Let's figure out a way to make those.
Speaking, and you're like, Fred, they won big last night. Why are you bringing it up? 10 for 20. That's why I'm bringing it up.
Yeah. Important.
Yeah.
And
Hey,
you know what? I mean, they won ugly yesterday. They missed a lot of close layups, a lot of bad bounces at the basket. Amzil, I think, was 0 for 6 from distance. I mean, they're not going to be that bad all the time with those. They're going to get wide open shots on the perimeter. Dent drives and penetrates so well, and the lane collapses that all these guys got to do is sit out there and hit open shots.
if Dent shoots 2 threes all game and hits both of them, I'm very happy.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to think he has to shoot more of them.
Yeah.
You're right on 22. Like, Amzil can never shoot again. Please, like, just stop.
His job tonight is
he needs to shoot more.
His job
Get
tonight
out
is
of
to
it.
body Dagenhart.
Ooh,
Like,
yeah.
we didn't have
That's
him
hot.
against the last game against Boise, and that's where Dagenhart, who's a traditional Lobo killer, killed us. My thing with Amzil tonight is you are in his back pocket all night.
Front pocket, too.
Make 1 3-pointer though.
Personal.
Like hit one.
And the other thing
get
is,
off your schneid.
you know, they are undefeated. The Lobos are undefeated this season if True Washington scores double figures.
There you go.
You get True Washington going early. Get him. If he scores more than 10 points, they do not lose.
That's okay. But in games he doesn't score more than 10 points, he scores 4.
That's what I mean. Get him incorporated. Get him out there. Get him involved early.
And
he gets good looks.
Like it's rebounds.
Due to Nelly Jr. Joseph, due to Donovan Dent, he gets good looks. You got to be going 40% minimum from the field with those wide open looks.
Amzil, I pulled it up right now because I thought it was worse than what it was, and it was actually worse than what I thought it was. Also 3 for 12 from the field goal.
Yeah.
Go ahead and take one night off shooter. We'll have you back over the weekend.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's his first game back. He's still not 100%.
No, I think he was back the last couple games of the regular season.
That is correct. But you didn't see him in the
Didn't
score.
look like it. Yeah, didn't look like it.
Yeah.
Warming him back up.
So, like I said, tonight his focus just needs to be Dagenhart. Take him out of the game.
Also, to be real clear on 22, had the best plus minus on the team. So I'm not sitting here saying he's not doing. He's absolutely doing all those other things.
No, I love the guy.
He's a guy who goes.
He's the physical presence and leader that was missing in the Boise State game last time.
Sure.
And he will be the difference tonight.
He will be the difference tonight. Write that
Just
down.
having that physical presence out there.
Yeah.
Dagenhart will not light us up the way that he did the last time.
But he's not going to score 12 points.
We don't need him to.
I agree.
We need True Washington to score
Is
at
that
least
the
10
more or
points.
less on Prize Picks?
It
Is that
is.
why you bought that
12.5.
exact number?
12.5.
Is it? Okay.
Like I said, get True Washington 12 points and it all solves itself.
The first 10 points of the game.
Yeah.
Just knock them all down
Let's just
for
go.
True.
Let's just go.
And then auto W.
CJ Nolan was the guy yesterday. CJ Nolan playing a ton yesterday was a big deal. 25 really good minutes. Obviously, Zero comes in. He can play too. To me, because you're going to win however many games you have to win in a row in the Mountain West, which is 2 more, you have to use your bench.
Yeah,
in the first half, I think they used 8 guys, and then throughout the total of the game, they used 10 guys. And I'm into that. I'm into the idea that you're not just playing to win yesterday against San Jose, you're playing to win the entire tournament. And these minutes will be evaporated if you're not able to substitute early and play early. And really good coaching yesterday, really good performance by the squad on the court, really good support in the pit. Like from me listening to the radio, seemed like it was.
Might as well be a home game.
I talked to a buddy that was out there and he said there was about 8,000 Lobo fans.
Oh, was there?
Yeah.
They keep the lights on there or what?
So cool.
Yeah.
Hey,
they do pay for it. Yeah.
Well, like San Diego State fan, they did an advance, right? So San Diego State fan, they're not showing up for the rest of the games.
No, you can get some pretty cheap tickets to the rest of the session from any San Diego fan on their way out of town.
You know what they're doing? Anything they want in Vegas.
They're in Vegas.
They're at the Sphere.
Because if you remember last year, 2 years ago, last year, they were, hey, we'll just stay through the weekend. Like our team's going to be playing, we're going to stay through the weekend.
Sure, yeah, book it.
Book it. Just check out the groundbreaking on the new baseball stadium, which is not what I would do in Vegas.
No,
it's not what I would do at all.
I would 100% look at it as I'm walking by to do something else.
The WWE Hall of Fame ceremony in Vegas this year is at the Fontainebleau.
Okay.
It's at the Fontainebleau.
That's where we saw Post Malone.
That's where we saw Post Malone
last year.
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Pretty good little time.
Last calendar year.
It was 1 calendar year ago. 2 Super Bowls ago.
Correct.
So we're now in the time post when you saw Post Malone?
Yeah, we were post that.
Yes.
Okay.
The year AP.
Post the first time.
After post?
Yeah. Anno Postini.
Anno Postini?
Yeah.
Post starts
Sounds like a dish at the Olive Garden.
Ooh.
Oh.
I'll have the Anno Postini.
No, hey.
It's delicious.
Do it right or don't do it.
I recommend the meatball with it.
Unlimited.
The unlimited Postini.
Post Malone starts with a P. So does Pantera. You reach out to us. We got tickets for you. 2 tickets to Pantera if you call 505-246-0610. 505-246-0610. Reach out to Isaiah at the studio, and he will set you up with tickets to see Pantera. That is August the 31st at Isleta Amphitheater. Go out there, get real weird. The weirdest thing would be if I was there. If I go to this, do you want to go to this, Luke?
I would love to go to this.
All right, I'm going to go with you.
Let's do this.
The 2 biggest boys in the whole thing, and I'm not getting in a mess around pit. Like, I'm not going down there.
No.
I'm an old man.
We're in the Danny Glover area.
I'm too old for this.
Yeah, exactly.
I can still vividly remember my last mosh pit and how much fun it was. I saw Alice in Chains at the barn in El Paso, and it was the first tour without Lane Staley. And I went in skeptical, but of course the new lead singer is phenomenal too. And they played for 3 hours. And I was probably 31, 32. And I got in there and mixed it up with the young boys and had a great time.
Nice.
And the next day, everything hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Everything hurt.
You pay for it.
Oh, yeah. No, it was like, yeah. I officially hung up my mosh pit credentials that day.
I was in one like a year ago.
On purpose?
A hip-hop show, Prof. Yeah. It was less elbows and more jumping up and down. But my hips and knees and ankles and lower back.
That's a
oh
song.
my God.
One of the most dangerous. I ended up in a Mighty Mighty Boston's mosh pit at an Edge Fest years ago.
Yeah.
That's not
And
the impression I would get.
Yeah, exactly. But when you get the elbows and the knees with the skanking,
you
that's
sure
a
did.
whole different kind of.
If I walked into an Alice in Chains mosh pit, when I walked in, I would say, "Here comes the rooster." It's 2 Men on 95.9 FM and AM 610. Live from Howie Sports Page. Lobo Games on tonight. The sports animal.
This
Welcome back to Two Men On. Welcome back to Howie's Sports Page, where we've given away some Pantera. Is that correct, Isaiah? Welcome back to the show. Have we given away Pantera yet?
Yes, we've actually given them all away.
They're all gone. Okay.
That was fast.
Pantera's gone.
Okay.
Can I keep talking about it, though, just to excite other individuals?
We should.
Okay.
Yes,
Pantera is coming to town August the 31st. And if you go to that, you will presumably hear songs that they perform. I can name 0.
Okay. Well, there's a bunch of good ones. If you're a metalhead, you're very well aware with Pantera's work. They're one of the best to ever do it, if not the best to do it in that genre.
I am very excited to see this. I'm one that has a little issue with calling it Pantera without.
Yeah.
What do you call it?
You do some kind of a spin-off, or you do something. It's not the original drummer or guitar player. I mean, it's more of a tribute to Pantera, which I'm all for. But yeah,
Close enough. They still retain the name.
Closest we're gonna get anymore.
Yeah, for sure.
What if you called them Pantera, a parody Terra?
There we go.
Do you like that one? I just came up with that one.
Tributera.
Ooh,
Portray
good one.
Terra.
I like the Tributera. That's a good one.
So, all right, what about this? Phony Terra.
Yeah.
Is that a good one? How do you guys feel about that?
Well, not phony.
All right, how about pseudo Terra? I'm going to run out of P words real quick, though, so you guys better have your own. You better fire one off.
I believe it's Amaranth. Are you familiar with Amaranth?
No.
Okay, that's who's opening.
Okay.
Partial Terra. Does that count?
That's
Partial
good.
Terra.
Partial Terra.
Okay, so
But it
Part
also
Terra.
sounds like a knee injury.
Terra.
Part Terra.
Yeah.
I have a partial Terra in my medial collateral.
Partial Terra sounds like when you have a friend named Tara, but they tell you that's their dead name.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's just, okay. Well, we got it, Tom.
The artist formerly known as Terra.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's actually when you have a split personality.
Ex-Terra.
Okay, so that's a car.
That's a Nissan.
Yes, for sure.
It's I also believe it's anytime you go outside in a sci-fi based movie where for some reason they call the planet Earth Terra.
Ex-Terra.
Terra firma.
Yeah.
I don't know where that word is from. It's gotta be
again,
Latin?
probably to the Greek. Yeah. Greek,
Yeah.
Greek or Latin. Flip a coin.
That was a dating app game I used to play.
Greek or Latin. Flip a coin.
Yeah, it was like
The answer's Spanish.
and
Yeah. Mhm.
the answer is Conquistadora. That's the answer.
Conquistadora the Explorer.
That's the
That's what it is. Yeah.
Lobos play tonight against Boise State. It is a big one. Opening tip is at 7:30. A bit tournament play. But
20 minutes after the last game ends.
But you can come see that at Howie Sports Page tonight. There are a ton of people here. There's a ton of Cherry Red.
We have our giant inflatable 7-foot Louis Lobo mascot will be on display.
Yeah.
Such a sentence.
It's one of one. Handmade just for Lobo fans here at Howie's.
He doesn't exactly have the wacky waving arms, but he's our good inflatable Louis. He's holding up the number one, The
broadcast is available over on KKOB tonight. If you are an individual who prefers listening, you can do that. I listened to the entire game yesterday on the drive back from Tucson. About as fun of a little midday break as you could get. Big thank you to the production team over there, Rob Portnoy, all those guys. Hunter Green cracks me up. Hunter Green on a Lobos broadcast. There was like a questionable call, which obviously I didn't see because I was listening. But it was like played on the sideline there, and it was off a I was going to say Boise State, San Jose State player, but they called it to the way. And his reaction is just like it's like losing your high school girlfriend. It's the most heartbreak.
But if you're not here at Howie's, nothing is stopping you from turning the volume off of whatever rectangle you're staring at, and putting on KKOB, and listening to Rob Portnoy because he is excellent.
Yeah, but also heads up, KKOB listeners, 7-second delay. So press pause on
Hit
your
that
thing.
pause. You can line it up.
Count
I trust
to 7.
you. I believe in you, Lobo fan. You can do it.
Yeah, if you can do it with Dark Side of the Moon and Wizard of Oz, you can do it with the Lobos and the basketball broadcast.
Is that a Pantera reference?
No,
Could
that's
be.
a Pink Floyd psychedelic reference.
If Pantera covers Pink Floyd, is it a Pantera reference?
I think it would have to be.
It would have to be.
It'd have to be.
Yeah.
What movie would you pair with Pantera? If Wizard of Oz and Dark Side of the Moon match up, was it like Pantera and like the opening of Saving Private Ryan? Like what matches?
No, you
got to
go the opposite direction and make it like the Rainbow Bright movie, or like like the Care Bears. Care Bears there.
The whole first season of the Care Bears.
Exactly. Set to Pantera.
Like my guttural low-hanging fruit, which is a proper word for what I was about to go with. I was going to just throw out the classic Brokeback Mountain joke and go the other direction. I was like, well, that's too easy. But then when Luke suggested, anyways, the answer is Bohemian Rhapsody. That's the one you pair it up to, and it works perfectly with the film.
Strong. Yeah, I could dig it.
That movie's kind of already paired up with.
Oh, it's got its own soundtrack?
Yeah, that one's kind of already set.
Okay, shoot. I thought I had Dallas Buyers Club. Is that like similar?
Hot. Very hot. Yeah.
It should be the one tonight. This will be a tougher game for the Lobos than I think it should be, because this Boise State team is a team that, for whatever reason, has the number of the Lobos as of recent. You mentioned earlier with 22 being back that if you can do, and I'm the guy, like here's Fred Slow, the basketball coach, little diamond in one.
Yeah.
You chase them around all night.
Yep.
You sit zone, and if they start hitting threes on you, you switch it up. And here's the thing, I don't think they're going to start hitting threes on you.
Yeah.
But that's how I run it against they. And then everything that doesn't go in, quickest outlet of all time, and try to run them off the court.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tyson, that D-Gen, he put up 32 last time he played. And then Pearson Carmichael, that was like one of his first games as a college basketball player, right?
Yeah.
He was redshirted.
He just came off.
Yeah. They unredshirted him. They blue-shirted him to come and play. And he scores 21 immediately. So in between those two guys, that's 53 points.
Does he have 21 points since then?
I doubt it.
Yeah. When you're at the top of the conference, you get everybody's best shot every time. And Boise State's playing with that desperation of knowing that they're not quite in the tournament yet. And they're on that. They keep seeing that last four out. And that's on their mind, I'm sure, when they're playing tonight.
They won't have a fan in the stands. Like first of all, Boise is a city of losers. I'm just gonna as transparently as I can communicate this with anyone listening. If you live in Boise by choice, you're not cool. Like, the city sucks. It's 100 degrees in the summer. It's 0 degrees in the winter. There's zero culture. It's incredibly religiously based, which you can interpret however you want. These people do not enjoy fun. They will not travel to Las Vegas to support their college.
Are you confusing Idaho and Utah again?
Nope, they're the same.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if the conference tournament was held in Branson, Missouri, we may have more Boise State fans. But Vegas, I think we got them. Yeah. We got them locked up.
Might never leave.
Yeah,
they might be on a spaceship.
Now, here's the thing about the type of religion that primarily lives in Boise, the same one that primarily lives in Salt Lake. They were actually asked to leave Missouri one time.
Yeah,
no longer allowed in the prominent role. Also, they would somehow convince Yakov Smirnoff to come out and celebrate the blue, and I don't like that. I don't like that they would get him.
It's a good get. Is he still with us?
He is.
Yeah, of course he is.
Excellent.
Still telling us how things are in Russia.
In Soviet Boise, but basketball play you. Okay.
In Soviet, turf is not blue. Lips are blue from freezing death.
In the Mountain West tournament, Boise Bronco you.
You ask how team can win, vodka win. That doesn't make sense, Yakov.
In Las Vegas, Nevada, Donovan didn't you.
He gets haggled. The Yakov, can you tell a punchline that doesn't end in you? No, you.
Can you?
God, does anyone under 30 get that?
There's no way.
No.
Zay is just staring at us right now, like without a clue what we're talking about.
He's like, I recognize Smirnoff, but what's this Yakov word?
What's the Yakov word?
find some Yakov. It's all family friendly. Like, find some of it. Like, we'll play a little something before the end of the program today because it's as bad. I remember
It's not Smirnoff Ice's cousin.
No. Did you guys come across your first Yakov Smirnoff album like at a flea market? It was like The Lost Leader. It was like a quarter for the cassette or whatever.
Oh, yeah, it was.
I think I just realized that he's a pop culture meme. I don't think I've ever seen anything with Yakov Smirnoff in it. I just know the voice and know the punchline.
Oh, I've seen a lot of his stuff.
I've seen a lot.
Yeah, he guest starred in a lot of 80s movies, and he was prominent.
I couldn't pick him out of a lineup.
He's the reason that, like, it was easy to laugh at Russia because they were so evil. The Cold War and their hockey team and their basketball team that one time beat USA in the 50s, allegedly.
No, he was brilliant for what he did at the time.
Yeah. But he was like, no, we are funny too. Like, you're not funny at all, Russians. Literally the thing you're least known for.
Self-depreciating humor goes a long way wherever you're from. Like, we do it here on this program almost every day.
Yeah.
If you can't turn the lens on yourself and make fun of yourself, what are you doing? Especially if you're from Russia.
There are so many attrition jokes.
Yeah.
Like, how many jokes about just the weight of the world can you tell? And the answer is infinity.
Another breadline joke.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, here we go.
Here he goes. Yakov is in prime form right now.
When he claims he's exiled to Branson, you're like, you don't know if that's a work.
Yeah.
Like, is he exiled to Branson? When we get back from the break, there's a ton going on in the world of sports that isn't college basketball, but none of that matters because the Lobos play tonight at 7:30.
Actually, Nothing Else Matters is a Metallica song, not a Pantera song.
2 men on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
This
Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to 2 Men On. We're on August the 31st. If you go out to Isleta Amphitheater, you can see a chimera.
You can do what?
Is it?
Former Packers tight end Mark Chimura.
Oh, keep him away.
Yeah,
Is that what you said?
The mythical beast. They're out there. It's chimera at
Chupacabra.
Yeah, that kind of rhymes. So let's go with that. Yeah.
I had to Google this.
Okay.
Okay.
Rhymes with.
A fire-breathing female monster
Told you.
with a lion's head,
Mm-hmm.
a goat's body,
Mm-hmm.
and a serpent's tail. There's a lot going into this thing.
Yeah.
A lot.
Now, I don't know if you know this, but if you're a friend of the show who really wants to go on August the 31st to Isleta Amphitheater, and your name is Fred Rivera, before you could stop at an Italian restaurant and eat some Primavera, and then you could get over there by crossing the Calderera.
Close.
Yeah, I
You're
tried.
really
I
close.
super tried on that.
So you're really on to something there. You're really on to something. Drop the bag at the end.
Yeah, well, it was,
This thing is hideous. I'm looking at pictures of it.
Yeah.
It's got a goat's head growing from the middle of its back. That's unnecessary.
I told you. I mean, so go see that thing. August the 31st.
There you go.
Pantera performs at Isleta. We already gave away our tickets, but we want you to know. Also, if you see Luke Marquardt there, don't push him into the mosh pit. He said he doesn't take names.
I'm retired.
He's all out of bubble gum, he said.
Yes.
Which is a wild deal. Semi-breaking news for those who care. Cooper Kupp is going to play football in Seattle with Sam Darnold, so his career is over.
Whom's?
Both.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you know this,
Okay.
but the Seattle Seahawks have cheat code Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Okay.
In the past 4 years, whichever quarterback throws the ball to Marquez Valdez-Scantling has either won the league MVP or Super Bowl MVP. So congratulations, Sam Darnold, on being the MVP of the league next year.
This was the only team that Cooper Kupp would have went to. He went to Eastern Washington. I believe he grew up in the Seattle area. That's my understanding. And no one else wanted him. That might be the most key factor in this deal.
I heard yesterday there was 4 or 5 different offers.
Oh, yeah. Who said that? His agent?
And Drew
Not at
Rosenhaus.
$15 million, no chance. Dallas this morning was interested, and then once they figured out the price, they're like, yeah, no. I mean, even if I saw they signed him for $15 million, I'd be upset about it.
It's for 3 years.
$45 million is a lot of money.
That's, dare I say, too much.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just pay DK?
His cup
You could have
runneth
just
over.
paid DK Metcalf. Cooper Kupp is probably what? A third of the DK Metcalf? Fred, don't you say it, Fred. Don't you say it.
I mean, you know what I'm about
Don't
to
you
say.
say it.
But
Don't you
I'm
say
going to
it.
say it.
Don't you say it.
You're going to make me say
Don't
it.
say it.
Why is Seattle signing everyone to 3-year deals? Like, what do they know?
Yeah, what's going on in 4 years?
Is there a collective bargaining I don't know about? What is Seattle doing up there? Are they moving to Portland? What is Seattle? Are they moving to Vancouver? What is Seattle doing up there? Why are they signing everyone to 3-year deals?
Like many of us in this country, they're just trying to get through the next 3 years.
Oh yeah,
I think
I tell you, I feel that.
Yeah, hippie ass Seattle. Like, yeah, they got a different vibe.
But old Zay's got to be excited about that Miles Sanders signing for the Cowboys, huh? There's the big splash we were waiting for in the offseason.
Hey Siri, who is Miles Sanders?
I'm very happy about the Dante Fowler signing.
Yeah, no, that was.
I'm pretty happy about that one. Miles Sanders, they've signed, as far as I'm concerned, now they are definitely going to draft a running back.
Yeah.
They've signed 2 running backs that are both better than Rico Dowdle. Now, I'm not sitting here super happy about the free agency.
Well, hold up. Any running backs they signed would be better than Rico Dowdle.
False.
I Rico Dowdle it.
I'm gonna pull up his yards again from last year, guys. They're still 35.
Yeah, go for it.
Are you adding his
He
XFL
like 1,000 yards. There's like some crazy metrics. There's like some crazy metrics that fans are trying to use to keep him there. But like, minimum of 1,000 yards. He was first in yards after contact.
Rico Dowdle?
Yeah, he came on. The second half of the season, he started playing decent. He had like 300-yard games in a row, something like that. He still is just not very, Javonte Williams just had a bad injury. He's pretty good if he's healthy. He's pretty good.
Don't they have Ezekiel Elliott?
No. They got rid of him before the season ended.
I thought he was pretty good.
Well, he's still under contract with them. He might not be there.
They're still
Jerry
paying
Jones
him.
is still paying
They're
him.
still paying him. Didn't he just sign with somebody?
Ezekiel
signed
Elliott?
with the Chargers.
Chargers, that's right.
Dang, Chargers got Najee Harris and Ezekiel Elliott.
2012 is pumped.
Dang, brother. Dang.
No, I guess that's too long ago.
A little bit longer. Yeah, that's cool.
2018's pumped. COVID years.
Yeah.
COVID years screw you up. Also, this is on me. This is me. Error, Fred.
Okay.
I confused Rico Dowdle with Deuce Vaughn because they both are the same level to me. So I need to apologize.
Not height.
And good point.
It's a different level.
Yeah. I forgot that those were different people.
Yeah, Deuce Vaughn was on the Take Your Son to Work program because his dad was an assistant for the Cowboys.
Is that real?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
When they drafted him, they called him like, "How'd you like to come to work with your dad every day?" He was like, "Oh, yeah." It was like a whole thing.
They put out like a social media video?
Yeah.
Well, as long as they got some likes.
His dad Wild Thing Vaughn? Is that who it was?
It's a good reference. Super good reference. That's what it's about is updudes. You get some good updudes. Yeah, cool.
Also, a lot of people in Seattle look exactly like Cooper Kupp.
Because of his beard?
He is going to be indistinguishable in Seattle.
All he needs to do is buy a Subaru and blend right in.
Put on some Tevas. You'll be good to go. Carry around to-go granola with you all the time.
Hey, Cooper Kupp. Welcome to Fred Slow with KSEA. Fred Slow. The first question, it's on everyone's mind, Cooper. What is your favorite macaroni truck in town?
Oh, my goodness. So I just got back from Whole Foods, obviously. The Subaru feeling really good. Mm-hmm. Only 3 people hit me in the parking lot. But that mac and cheese truck out there, oh, my God.
Now,
they infused kale into it.
It feels like a Trader Joe guy to me.
Yeah, sure. Flip a coin.
Now, Cooper Kupp, as a Yakima native, how excited were you to come back here and watch the salmon run?
I moved away right before weed was legalized here, and boy, am I excited to be back now.
That's a really good note. This again, Fred Slow, KSEA. So Puget Sound, am I right?
I came back here to see Supersonics games. Where did they go?
Is Kevin Durant?
Where's Kevin Durant? I could usually spot him in a crowd.
And every hometown fan of anything ever now is like just trying to get a DM from a squad. Like, I can play tight end. I could do that thing. There is something fun when a team signs like a player from like in division. Because like I'm the guy who's like, they're just going to be there 3 weeks. They're just going to learn the other team's playbook up until whatever time they play that team. And then
cut them.
Yeah, but 15's too much.
No, yeah.
It'll be a real thing. They kind of changed all the rules on that too. Because teams used to just sign a guy off the practice squad from the other team.
Yeah.
But now you have to like carry him on the.
It's got to be with
53
you.
man.
So they don't do that anymore.
Yeah, I'll give you $50K to open up that playbook. You're gone next week. It's a good week for you.
Remember when Seattle got rid of their 2 outside receivers, Lockett and DK Metcalf, and then they signed a slot guy?
No.
This team don't know what they're doing.
It's wild.
I don't know what they're doing. They ain't gonna win no games.
They will not.
Do you remember when the Rams signed Bobby Wagner years ago?
Familiar.
Yeah, this is the comeuppance.
This is what they deserve. Get you back.
Take that. We wrap up 4 o'clock whenever we get back. It's 2 Men On, live from Howie Sports Page, 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Pantera. Welcome back to Two Men On. We're at Howie's Sports Page. Quick hitter before we go to the break. The Reno Redevelopment Agency has approved the next step in the Grand Sierra Resorts. Are you ready for this? $380 million arena.
Impressive. Good job, Reno.
It's a big win for Nevada.
Goodness. They got it.
The university gets,
Nevada.
The university gets to play in it, and they don't have to pay for it. So good for them.
Incredible.
I'm a fan.
The rest of the country is going through some stuff financially. Nevada, we're fine.
I'm going to say this. I don't have a problem with off-campus sporting locations. That's not weird to me. I do think it's different than the traditional college experience. I mean, I remember walking down to Martin Stadium from my dorm room, at Washington State, and that was fun. The Vidal to Bean, like all those things were important. But 5 miles is not that far for a super cool building where you can hoop. And if you just stop there on the way in, like pick up your recruit from the airport, stop there on the way in.
I mean, they got buses there. You can bus all the students 5 miles up the road. No big deal. Doesn't got to be on campus.
There will be a shuttle. There's no doubt.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be fine. And they'll still get free tickets. I mean, this thing will cost, what number did I just say? $380 billion? They'll have to recoup that somehow. It won't be from the students. Students will still get their, if you buy the sports package or whatever. That was the thing when I was a kid. When I was in college, it was, and I don't know what it cost, $200 or something.
Right.
But it was $100 you could get football and basketball, and it was $200 you could get everything. It was like, okay, I'll just do that.
I had a buddy that was going to UNLV at the prime time of Larry Johnson, Stacey Augman, the Tarkanian era, and he paid for his last 2 years of college selling his game tickets that he got from his student tickets. He was selling them for $500 a pop, and paid for his last 2 years of college with his tickets.
Good on Nevada, though. They had to do something.
Yeah.
Like, this is the best move they could have done. And also, you guys have been up to Reno. Like, it's low-key super pretty.
Yeah,
like, it does.
It's right by Tahoe. That's what you do is you show them the arena, and then you drive them to Tahoe. And you're like, that's what you do with the recruits. You don't show them the rest of Reno.
Right.
You show them the arena, and then you show them Tahoe, and there's an In-N-Out burger near the airport, and that's...
There's this restaurant they told me to go to on the south side of Reno. No.
Yeah, no.
We'll stay on the Tahoe side.
Yeah.
10,000 seats. Nevada men's basketball. You had to put the women in there too. I'm just going to say this. Like, don't make them play in the old thing.
Yeah.
Put them in there. I do understand scheduling, whatever. You're going to have minor league hockey in there.
10,000 seats, huh?
Very good. It is basketball.
It is basketball. What's up? Minor league hockey. You're going to do a bunch of rodeo stuff. The Tucson Roadrunners are moving there.
Sorry, Tucson.
Yeah, see ya. Well, there you have it. Hear me out, City of Albuquerque. Build a 10,000-seat arena and put Lobos basketball and Duke City Championship Wrestling in there. There's a formula to success if I've ever seen one.
DCC double pack 10K. If you build it.
Just implode Tingley and rebuild on the same site and
perfect.
Put a functional arena there instead.
And we already got the rail runner to take you there.
Well, and if you want to save a bunch of money, you build the 10,000 person arena, but you save on the seats because you only put the edge.
We'll sell you the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge. Sunday.
For wrestling.
Yeah.
Yes. But also basketball. And our regular weekly monster truck. Our Wednesday night monster truck.
Bring it.
2 Men On. 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports.
95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to 2 Men On. We're live at Howie Sports Page. Lobo game is on tonight. If you want to watch it, you can come watch it with us. If you want to watch it at home, that's kind of cool, I guess. Not as cool as watching it with us here.
It's going to be a party in here tonight. There's going to be a great atmosphere. It's, if you can't be at the tournament, this is the second best spot.
But also, if they lose, it's going to be sweet, too, because it's going to be the opposite of a party. It's going to be a funeral.
I mean, will alcohol sales go up or down?
Yeah, great question.
With a loss.
There's a reason I'm in a recession-proof industry.
When are you inflating Lobo Louie?
Actually, I'll probably do that here at the next break.
Okay. Because people are asking.
JD's on the line.
Is he on his way to Howie's?
If not, that'd be a good suggestion.
All right, I'm going to bring it up to him whenever we bring him on. Welcome to the show, friend of the show, JD. I assume on your way to Howie's.
Unfortunately, I am not. I'm trying to finish up work so I can watch the game somewhere.
But
the question I have, are there more losses or wins remaining in the Lobo basketball season?
Oh, this is a great question. And the answer is wins.
Wins.
They're going to win the Mountain West.
They got, the way I see it, they got 2 more wins today and tomorrow. And then, at the very least, a first-round win in the tournament.
No, they Sweet 16
at least
this year,
2.
right?
This is the Sweet 16 year. I feel it deep inside. I feel it in my bones.
There you go, JD.
All right. We'll see how it pans out. You really think they'll be the number 1 seed?
You think they'll be a 16?
Well, no, they're going to be an 8-9.
8 or 9.
If they're 9, they got to beat the 8, and then you get the 1 seed after that.
I see what you're saying.
I think if we win the conference tournament and with the regular season title, we get out of that 8-9 spot. We get maybe to a 7.
Can they beat Duke? No. Can they beat Alabama? No. Can
Cooper Flag is
no
hobbling.
Cooper Flag.
Yeah.
Hold up.
My preseason bet is looking really bad.
Cooper Flag alert. Alert. He was perfectly fine today.
The only team that we could have replaced, in my opinion, was Kansas. But Kansas pulled off that win the other night against UCF, and that was the end of that dream. Because they're not going to move St. Mary's. They're not going to move Gonzaga. They're not going to move UConn, regardless of what we do. So Kansas was the only team that we had a chance of replacing.
St. John's would be
that didn't happen. So I think we're just stuck at the 9.
Oh,
you bounce your dad out of a 4 seed? That'd be awesome.
It's better to have this conversation about can they beat a number 1 in the second round than the conversation we have had in years past where it's, I know they're on the bubble.
Yeah.
It's a good problem to have.
Fortunate to be here. I will admit, JD's hitting us with a little bit of sensibility here.
Yeah,
which is not the Friday night energy I wanted.
I'm just the eternal optimist.
JD, good call. If you're watching the game tonight, come hang with us at Howie's, and I will listen to this factual opinion that he has.
I think they're sitting 8 or 9 right now. If they win, they already won the regular season Mountain West. They win the Mountain West tournament, that bumps them up a few spots. I think we could be looking at, if you win the Mountain West tournament, could be looking at 5, 6, 7 at the worst. If you don't win the Mountain West tournament, you're back in your 8 or 9 area.
They're not better than Auburn. They're not better than Florida. They're not better than Houston. They're not better than Duke. All those things are just true.
Yeah. But they also have the kind of team that if they're hitting their shots and they're playing, they can play with anybody. But, they just haven't hit the shots and they haven't hit their free throws.
We have different opinions here.
Well, yeah.
It's a team that doesn't know how to shoot free throws.
Well,
I can be that guy all day and all night and just say that over and over again.
Even when your top shooters from the floor are still 70% free throw shooters, that's not great.
Look at number 12, Iowa State, 8 losses. Number 14, A&M, 9 losses. 15, Kentucky, 10 losses. BYU, 17, 8 losses. Wisconsin, 8 losses. Purdue ahead of them, 10 losses. Missouri ahead of them, 10 losses. Michigan ahead of them, 9 losses. You could convince me that if New Mexico wins the Mountain West tournament, they should be in the number 4, number 5 area.
So let's say you put them in the South region, right? They're in the South. Auburn's going to be your number 1 in the South.
Most likely.
Okay. They're going to go up against whoever, Southern Illinois, Edwardsville. Like, they're going to go up against a nobody. Legitimately, I think that's the team it's going to be. Because they're going to automatically qualify from the Mississippi Valley.
Yeah.
So New Mexico is going to go up against, and by the way, this is the team New Mexico should be trying to beat.
Yeah.
Like, Gonzaga for years was in a booty conference, put all their effort into this thing and became legitimate. And that's what New Mexico has to do with how booty the Mountain West is going to be moving forward.
Yeah.
They're going to play Gonzaga. Does New Mexico beat Gonzaga in the first round?
Yes.
I think so too.
I agree.
And then it's Auburn. And then it's really tough.
Or, again, win the tournament as well. You're a double champ. You're going to get more credit. You only got 6 losses. That's going to boost you up a few teams. I think they deserve it more than 8-loss Oregon, 11-loss Illinois, 9-loss Marquette.
The 2 bad losses, the New Mexico State and the San Jose State, is what's weighing them down right now. Every other loss they have is justifiable. Those 2 losses are the ones that are killing their whole thing right now.
If for some reason New Mexico, the 8 seed, like a Vanderbilt, something of that nature, the 9 seed, I'm way more confident going up in the following game against the number 1 seed, because that's like an easier win. In the tournament, probably wouldn't do this, but I think San Diego State's going to make it in, but they're going to be like an 11-12 kind of thing.
Play-in.
Oh, you think?
Yeah. Lost second round of their conference tournament.
Utah State's going to be a 9 and not an automatic qualifier because the Lobos are going to win. So they'll be probably in the West. I guess if you put Auburn in the South, you probably put Florida in the West.
Yeah.
Ugh. I'd be so mad if I was Florida.
For a host of reasons.
Where's the Midwest at? Indianapolis? I guess you could put them there, and you could put Houston in the West because that's in San Francisco.
Yeah, I think Houston would be more likely to be the West number 1.
Or we might be completely wrong altogether, and it's Florida goes to the South, which is played in Atlanta this year, and then you would send Houston to the Midwest or West. I mean, I guess there's a couple ways you can really do it. Duke will be in the East. That's number 1.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just arbitrary. There's a spot open over here.
Yeah.
Congratulations, New Mexico. You're in the Canadian division.
I feel like all that stuff is when it's like conference. Like they don't want to match up conference teams in the first round.
Mix them up.
Yeah. And it's not always perfect.
Well, yeah, also like almost every SEC team this year will be in the tournament. So you got to put them somewhere.
Yeah.
When let's say you put in New Mexico, Utah State, San Diego State. I don't think you put anyone else in.
No.
That's my opinion. Miss me if you say otherwise, but that's my opinion.
Boise State's playing for their life right now.
Agree.
Oh, well, if New Mexico doesn't become the automatic qualifier, sure. Yeah, whoever wins the Mountain West, which, by the way, I'll stop watching.
Yeah.
I'll read about it. I'll go to the Ice Wolves game this weekend. They're in the playoffs.
There you go.
Like, there's – no. The United are playing again. Baseball's 2 weeks away. There's all kinds of cool rugby stuff going on. Like, no.
Oh, say that again. Say baseball is 2 weeks away. I got chills.
Isn't that crazy?
It's time.
That overseas one is next week.
Yeah.
Get your drafts in. Get your prize picks. Promo code KNML. Flex on them. It's a Friday. They will win 2 more games.
Yeah.
They can only lose.
Oh, they can lose 2 more.
I guess.
Yeah.
They can lose 2 more.
If they don't lose 2 more, my goodness.
Yeah.
What a magical season. The best one ever.
And yeah, we're having the party of a lifetime at Howie's.
If they don't lose 2 more, if they don't lose 1 more, that's the only way you don't lose 5 starters and a head coach.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
creeping up on it.
And that's the conversation we're going to have. Well, we'll be bumped because it's tournament play, so we won't actually have it the day after. We're only on Monday next week, friends of the show. It's all basketball. But that's the conversation after. It's not, are they leaving? It's not, is the coach leaving? It's, where are they all going?
I'm holding out hope for a miracle scenario in which Pitino wants to succeed Dad at St. John's and is going to wait out the 2 or 3 years that Dad has left to take over at St. John's. And why take another job when you already like it here, and we'll coach you here until then?
I'm into it. Like, he's established here. He continues to get good players here.
I'm just putting it out in the universe. If you hear me, Coach Pitino.
They're paying him a record amount of money for UNM basketball coaches. Like, I don't see why not. Also, money.
I think Mike Woodson's going to be out in Indiana. If he's out, you take the Indiana job.
It's not what it used to be. An Indiana job is not what it used to be.
Tony Bennett's going to be out in Virginia. You could take the Virginia job. Now, I think Craig Smith is also – did he already get replaced at Utah? Because it'd be fitting.
Another Lobo coach goes to Utah.
It'd be fitting. Lose the quarterback, then you lose the coach.
The point guard.
Yeah, otherwise looking at these, I'm not leaving for Murray State. Oh, NC State. It's tough being the third team. Iowa. Fran McCaffrey's probably out. I'm just looking at teams that really underperformed.
You haven't said a single job that I think's better than the UNM Lobos.
Miami.
Are they really going to dump that much money into their basketball program?
They could. Indiana is a better job. Florida State, but I think they already got that.
You can make it. Historically, it's a better job.
Yeah.
You can make it a better job, but right now, I would rather be the coach of the UNM Lobos than the Indiana Hoosiers.
I mean, Indiana basketball to me has kind of gone the way of like Nebraska football to me.
Boom.
Where it's living on legend, but it's not the same program or not the same cachet that it ever had.
Perfect comp right there.
Knowing what I know about high dollar alum, knowing what I know about what I feel kids are into, which is big city living and amenities and accessibility and access to NIL, the Chicago State job. You want to be that guy? You want to go and have an unlimited amount of funds in the what I would argue is the top 5 coolest cities in the country?
Why don't you go after Northwestern then?
Oh, no, because your kids have to get grades there.
Oh, good point. Yeah, good point.
That brings up some recruiting challenges.
Yeah, that's not the one. Yeah,
that's what happened when Fran Fraschilla was here.
Unless you get like a currently good and historically blue blood job, I think the Lobos are just as good as better than any of those jobs you named.
Chicago State was 4-12 last year, and listen to these just buzz saws you'd have to run through in the NEC. Central Connecticut, Long Island University, Mercyhurst, St. Francis, Farley Dickinson, Stonehill, Wagner, and Lemoyne. Boys, I'm going undefeated every single season coaching for Chicago State. I'm taking the money. Go get it.
Yeah, I think Lobos can pay you better than Chicago State.
Oh, it's different alum, though. There's so much money coming out of there. Those guys go on and run like all those Fortune 100s up there. They never leave. And you get like all your buddies' money too. Be like, hey, Luke, you want to design the new Cougar logo?
I sure do.
100 mil.
Also, I got a really good reason to stay away from Chicago State.
All right, give it to me.
That's where Kanye went to school.
Oh, but does he have NIL
It
money?
might be contagious. Whatever he's got.
It's in the water. Don't drink the water at Chicago State. It's not a far-fetched idea, though. And I'm with you boys on, New Mexico could be this. The Lobos could be this. You talk nationally about programs, you're not going to get a lot of people to tell you New Mexico is much different than Chicago State.
Well, I mean, first off, people around the country need to know where Albuquerque is, where New Mexico is on a map, how incredible it is here.
We need to get Heisenberg in on some of that NIL money, you know?
Did he go to UNM?
Seriously.
No, that's just what people know of Albuquerque.
Oh.
No.
Oh yeah, University of Mexico, where they threw the pizza on top of the stadium.
Yeah. We got our limited edition Sunday blue meth jerseys here at UNM. We wear them twice a year.
Guys, I'm looking at the alumni list for Chicago State. I mean, it's directors of the biggest companies in the world. Like, hey, there's no it's not a celebrity list. It's not an athlete list.
Just Kanye.
Multiple senator. Like, I mean, I'd go. Make all the money, all the access to stuff. And it's not like you have to like convince people to go to Chicago.
You got to convince me. I don't want to deal with that winter. There's no way. I can't deal with any winter harsher than Albuquerque.
It's only winter in the winter.
This is it. Yeah, I don't want to deal with it. That bone-chilling wind just shivering my skinny white ass every year, just giving me every kind of cold and flu and norovirus and whatever else is coming next. That the wind coming off the frozen lakes. No, thank you.
Hey, did you
wearing Under Armour every morning for 6 months out of the year? Miss me with all that.
Van, you just need an Italian beef.
Yeah,
and a day on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
With the hotels and the river.
Mm-hmm. First off,
the lakeshore drive.
Say lakefront. Don't call it a beach. That's not a beach. The umbrellas blow away and impale people in the winter.
Chicago State alert. Did you know that Styx went to Chicago State? The band?
All of them?
All of them?
Where did Chicago go?
Styx U.
Cleveland State.
Oh, gosh.
No, they all worked for the Transit Authority.
Oh, excellent reference.
There you go. Now you know. If they call, what's the big area cut up there? 310?
I don't know, got to ask Ludacris.
Yeah.
All right. First of all, good joke. Yeah, 312. If the 312 calls me, I'm answering the call. $3 million is not a lot of money in Chicago.
No.
They can just come up with it.
Yeah, but also $3 million doesn't spend the same in Chicago as $1.5 million does here.
Dog, they give you university housing. Don't even worry about it. They put you up.
Yeah, the living in that area is insane. I had 2 bedrooms, $1,750 when I was in college.
And that was 20 years ago.
2017.
All right, cost of living in Chicago 2024. Are you ready?
You want a decent apartment, you're paying $1,500 for a 1-bedroom.
Hold on. Isaiah's way undershooting it. Right now, the average rent is $2,200 per month in Chicago.
For a 1-bedroom?
That's what this says here.
Yuck.
Well, is that like city downtown? Yeah, definitely there too. It gets even worse because all those apartments are in buildings.
40%. Yep, 40% higher than the national average. You're calling it right here. Grocery
right
prices.
By everything.
Hey, milk's more expensive. Eggs are 4% more expensive. Utilities 6% more. Everything is more expensive. Literally everything.
Yeah.
Except the wins come easier because you're playing Harleton State or whoever we just said.
Mostly Dickinson? No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Fairly Dickinson, not mostly Dickinson.
Ah, yes.
Tarleton State. You mean Tarleton?
No, I don't mean anything. All right. So I just pulled up a number for you. Do you know what the average haircut cost in Chicago?
$60.
I'll say 45.
It is $35.
It's cheaper.
That's about right. Yeah, that's about right.
How much is it for a good haircut?
Go fish.
Yeah, you said that was the average one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a cousin that cuts. He moved from Illinois to Washington, and he's like one of the top barbers in the state, and he's charging $100 a cut. He got some of the. When you're a barber, all you need is a couple of key people to sit in your chair. And if you get a picture of that and you can post that in your page, now you can instantly charge.
Are these 30-minute cuts or hour cuts?
I'm not sure. My friend CJ that got signed to Washington actually now goes to him, so I'll ask him.
Are these haircuts to completion?
That's a good question.
Good question.
Yeah,
for $100,
get the neckline.
Yeah.
So you line you up
I
in the
think it's
back?
the whole package.
$100,
yeah.
you're cutting all my hair.
Yeah.
Anything eyebrows down, you're doing too.
You're cutting all my hair.
So you guys don't know that's a different certificate. Yeah. You can't just get that at the old cosmetology school.
No.
Nope.
Yeah, it's a completely different
It's,
license.
it's not a barber's license. It's a
yeah.
So something Wall. I couldn't name a name of a razor. I really tried. Wall is a razor.
Wall's a razor and clippers.
The average movie ticket price in Chicago, $18.
That doesn't seem that steep.
It didn't seem as
Yeah,
after I
it's
said
like a
it.
franchise thing. Like
So there
a
you go.
franchise thing. AMC.
Yeah, I feel like you're paying that pretty much any movie you go to anywhere in the world at this point.
Where they get you for Chicago, or you don't see them there, is the parking, especially downtown.
gotta pay to
You're
park
not
everywhere.
parking. You're not parking anywhere for free. So the suburbs is by far the way to go, and you're still paying well over $1,500 for any sort of a nice
I'm
place.
not trying to stay in Naperville, brother. Like it's not a cool spot.
That's a dope spot though. Naperville is an awesome spot.
Yes.
Naperville's like Santa Fe, pretty much. It's the Santa Fe of the Chicago area.
Yeah, just a lot of more strip malls.
It's like a little bougier, you know. They walk around with their pinkies up.
I don't think Santa Fe's a good comp for anything in the Midwest.
No, I don't think Santa Fe is much.
for
I
anywhere
don't think,
ever.
yeah, it's hard to
Yeah.
compare anything to Santa
Like
Fe.
zero
Again.
places to
Well,
go.
Naperville's very expensive. Santa Fe is the most expensive
Oh,
city
yeah.
in Albuquerque.
New
Again,
Mexico.
boys,
All right, got you there.
the Santa Fe of the Midwest is Branson, Missouri. It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Welcome back, Duke City. Welcome back to 2 Men On. Welcome back to 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal. And welcome back to Howie's Sports Page, baby. Good news, Zay.
What's that?
Lobo Louie is inflated. He is, in fact, hanging out with everyone here.
Sorry, I was
at
late.
Howie's Sports Page.
I was.
Get down here. Get a seat while you still can, because this place is about to be rocking.
Sorry, I was late, guys. I was blowing Lobo Louie.
Okay.
Up. I was blowing him up. I was blowing up Lobo Louie. That's on me. No one asked me to do it. I just went in there and took the initiative.
You did.
Yeah.
You did.
I rose to the occasion.
Much like the autopilot and airplane, you had to do it manually. You didn't hit a switch.
So that, again, as far as 80s references go.
Deep cut.
Yeah, you're finding them.
Yeah. How sexual was it watching Fred blow up Lobo Louie?
Yeah.
Like the autopilot on airplane.
Well, I was going to say, you would think they would put the valve in a less conspicuous place.
No, that's the only accessible spot.
It's just right there, right in the middle.
Where it should be.
Mm-hmm. You got to earn it. Just like the Lobos. You got to earn it.
That's the sound of the blowing.
That's what blowing sounds
That's
like?
what it sounded like.
The only difference is I didn't see Lobo Louie have a cigarette afterwards like the like the autopilot did in Airplane.
You haven't been able to smoke in Howie since right before COVID, so you stopped that.
Oh, it was way before COVID. It was like 2004 or 5.
Whatever year they changed it.
Yeah.
Van and I go to a private club pretty regularly, and it's almost all of it is smoking except for one part, and that's the only part I hang out in. Like, I am not going to, for 1 second, stand in the smoking part of anywhere.
It's a new day out here. You used to not have a choice.
Yeah.
Because everyone used to smoke cigarettes in this country.
So I can still remember being on airplanes as a kid where smoking was legal.
Nope. And there's still airplanes with the ashtray.
Yeah, I always get a little nervous with the airplane I'm on has an ashtray in the seat in the armrest. I'm like, okay.
That's how it was when we were kids. Like, you had art class, and I don't know what kids make now, but we made ashtrays for our parents.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, and it was like the art teacher would come to you, Mr. Art, and he would say, hey, young man, Fred, does your dad smoke cigarettes or cigars?
Mm-hmm.
And I would have to lie and say, not weed.
Pipe.
Yeah. My dad did smoke a pipe.
Corn cob pipe.
Yeah, 100% smoked a pipe. He was so weird. So anyways, I asked if we can make it just like a dugout. And he was like, no, only ashtrays. I don't know enough about drug paraphernalia to tell you what is regional and not regional. So I don't know if that reference hit with everyone, but I feel like it did.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like it did.
I got you.
In my time here in New Mexico, I've never seen one.
I can still remember like candy cigarettes at gas stations.
Oh, yeah.
Like you're trying to hook children with sugar shaped like cigarettes.
They had two different ones. They had the chalky, hard candy
those
cigarettes.
sucked.
And the tips were painted pink so that it looked like.
Yeah.
And then they had bubblegum ones.
Yes.
That were in like a wrapper.
Yeah.
That had like the powdered sugar. So if you blew it, smoke would actually puff out.
So unfortunate.
It's crazy how recent, because again, I'm young, but I'm not that I'm starting to realize that there's definitely a generation of kids under me to the point I'm starting to get pushed to the next section where I'm like, okay, I'm young, but I'm not the youngest out here. And it's not like when I was 10, they still had those cigarette candy sticks.
Well, they sold when you were a kid, Zay, they sold candy vapes.
Yeah.
You suck sour fruit juice out of this little plastic container. You blew it out.
And I just now am realizing that was a candy vape. I thought it was just so maybe that's why my generation is the main ones hooked on these geek bars out here.
All right, boys, I have an update.
Okay.
You can buy candy cigarettes still. They still exist. That's the update. We are talking about them like they're gone. They're at a grocery chain near us.
Seriously?
I'm looking right at it.
Oh, my God. You have to order them online, or can you go get them in person?
You can go get them in person. They are much cheaper on Amazon on a online provider.
Okay.
Like bulk.
Yeah.
I did not expect that.
I can see maybe if it was like Halloween time. Part of a costume, okay. You put a fake cigarette in your mouth.
Well, and I mean, first of all, can we refer to them as Lucky Lights? Because I very much remember the boxes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. There was Lucky Lights, there was Kings, and then I couldn't tell you the other ones.
I could not.
Camels.
Well, yeah, and along the same lines, Big League Chew was just supposed to be tobacco too. I mean, that was just mocking tobacco as well, or substituting for tobacco as well.
The Marlboro brand candy sticks.
Laramie brand.
If they're really that smart, they would have made them.
Roundups, Targets, and Stallions. So there
Stallions.
You go. Yeah.
Stallions are the one that I grew up
Give
with.
me heaters.
It's got the horse standing up on his back legs.
Yep.
On the front of the package.
Yeah.
Those are the ones I grew up with.
That was the business. I bet if I text my mom right now and asked her if she still had my childhood made in art class clay ashtray were on the side, I believe, and boys, I might be inaccurate here, that I tried to emboss. Is that the one where it goes outward, or is that embed? Which one goes outward?
Embossing.
All right, I tried to emboss on all four sides of it a different Ninja Turtle on every side because I thought my father would want a handmade by his child ashtray with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on it, because that's how my brain worked as a child.
I mean, who hasn't seen that scenario played out?
You handed it to him. He's like, "Where's Master Splinter?"
Yeah, I'm a Casey Jones guy.
Where's April O'Neil?
Yeah, or GTF. Oh God, we were weird kids,
Weird kids, dude.
And
I was just talking yesterday to a friend about being the last generation that got to just go with no tracking whatsoever.
Oh, yeah.
We would leave our houses and then wait till the sun came down and then go home with no supervision, no touching base, no checking in, just come back hopefully alive.
Oh, yeah.
I'm there
Hopefully
too. I'm
in
there
one
too.
piece.
Yeah, my parents had no clue how far we went on our bikes in the summer during the day, as long as we were back before the streetlights came on.
See, and that's the thing. I was right during the crossover period. Like when I was in 6th, 7th grade, we could get away with that. No, really,
Right.
4th, 5th.
Because cell phones were too expensive at the time.
Yeah, but
Everyone
then
didn't have one.
once the razors and the sidekicks started coming out, then all of a sudden it's like, okay, now I got to call home every 2 hours
From
or something like that.
From the texter, apparently making your parents a Roadrunner was the one here growing up.
Interesting.
You would make a Roadrunner.
I made ashtrays, but yeah.
Yeah.
So did I.
You know, the other thing, the generational difference, I think we're done. There are going to be no more embarrassing childhood photos of kids anymore. Because you look at the way our parents cut our hair and sent us out there in the hand-me-down clothes or whatever. Every picture I've seen of any of my friends' kids or grandkids, they're all like, they've got the line in their hair. They're perfectly manicured.
Right.
They're in like matching outfits. I'm like, where was this when we were kids?
It's more risky now, though. Like, it's more like back then, maybe now, like you see the pictures and you're like, oh gosh. But at the time, it was like only people who got to look at the picture would see it. Whereas now, like if anything is embarrassing, you better pray whoever puts it up takes it down as fast as possible. If they're famous enough, there's no hope.
There was never a time when those pictures of me as a kid were anything was in. Like,
Yes.
No, like I was in horribly plaid hand-me-down shirts with a bowl haircut, and I mean, it was
The big difference you're talking about now is, and you know, we're all in our 40s, not Isaiah, but every pretty girl we know with an iPhone is a photographer. Like, and so they take it, like they make their kids look the part. You and me and Van, we were getting our pictures taken at the Owen Mills. And the part-time Kmart gal did not care.
Yeah.
Did not care at all.
Another little wrinkle in this is the fashion that we grew up with, like the weird late 80s, early 90s, hypercolor, snap bracelet, bright shirts is everywhere now. Like people are doing that on purpose. Like we didn't have a choice.
Oh, yeah.
That were the only clothes that existed. We either wore our big, our brothers or sisters' hand-me-downs, or we had weird, bright stuff to wear all the time.
Well, that's what kids wear now.
I saw a kid walking around, air quotes kid, probably early 20s or whatever, walking around with a dyed flat top and like a bright pink and neon green button-up shirt with baggy pants. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't have a choice dressing like that when I was a kid. You're doing it on purpose now?
See, I had the unfortunate distinction of, like, we were broke, so I wore hand-me-downs, but I was also gigantic.
Right.
So I was getting hand-me-downs from, like, uncles.
Right.
So I was like the only kid in 4th grade with like a Molly Hatchet t-shirt with like cigarette burns in it. You know what I mean? Like I was not getting the nice hand-me-downs. I was getting hand-me-downs from uncles that had passed away. And so I'm getting like 30th reunion t-shirts and, you know.
Yeah, where's my Molly Hatchet shirt? It's dirty. Wear the twill suit.
It's picture day.
I was the youngest, but I was the only boy. So I didn't have to deal with the hand-me-downs. But I tell you what, number one, I would grow fast. So I'd either have to wear tight clothes or I'd have to wear whatever my parents got. But the worst of it was the overalls. I remember crying and like dragging on the floor, not wanting to go outside, getting in trouble because I refused to wear overalls. I hated overalls.
That's where you just put the shirt on over the top and they can't tell. I mean, other than like little buggers, but you just put the shirt over it and then you just look like you're rocking jeans.
All those awful kids are waiting for something to make fun of you for.
When you're 6 or 7, like you don't have that. You know, you only have what mom and dad send you off to school with. So it's like, all right, I gotta rock out of this.
Well, now if you got the fashion sense, you got the balls, you got the chutzpah to wear overalls, you're the cool kid now. Because you used to hate it when you're a kid. Now, if you wear it, you're like, oh, overalls are back.
I don't know. When I was in middle school, there was like a whole, you know, they had the airbrushed overalls and everybody was doing the crisscross was doing it. And you had the one flap down and you do this, or you put them both down and put the straps between your legs. I mean, you know, the overalls were a big thing when I was in like middle school.
I think I don't know if I've told you guys this before, but so like sixth grade, 7th grade, I would never be the kid that would like be fighting or anything, but I'd get in trouble because I keep talking. Like I wouldn't stop talking. And eventually my teacher told my dad about it. And my dad told me like after the 3rd time it happened, he's like, if this happens again and I'm told that you're being a nuisance, I'm going to make you wear a full-on suit to school. You're going to wear your church suit to school. And I did good for like a month. And I slipped up one time. And she called home and he was dead serious. I thought he was lying. He was dead serious. He sent me to school with a full-on church suit, the jacket with the shoulder pads, the pants, everything. And after I had to do that, I never cared. There's nothing too bad to wear to school again after that.
Well, after you wore the suit, did you hit the reset button? Could you start talking again? Did you have 3 more chances, or do you got to wear the suit every time?
Well, I did pretty good, but I had to wear the suit a couple times. The 2nd time, though, it got worse. He made me sit down and he gave me a pencil and a piece of paper. And he started he said, write down everything I say. And he starts saying like, I'm sorry for talking in class and making it hard for you guys to pay attention. I'm sorry for being the class clown, you know, all this stuff. And I have no idea what I'm writing it for. And eventually I'm like, is he going to make me like read this to maybe the teacher? And maybe I have to just read to the teacher. No, he made me go up in front of the class with the suit on and read the apology speech to the entire class.
I'm gonna be honest, it's good parenting.
Good parenting.
Good parenting.
He sat in the back of the room. Keep in mind, he's 6'6".
Oh, he was there too.
He was there to make sure I did it.
I love that he got his parenting skills from the opening of a Simpsons episode.
I really like how he made you do it in person, so you couldn't just like star 6-7 the whole thing.
Yeah,
like they knew it was you.
Yeah.
Also, at me if you know the difference in star 6-7 and star 6-9. It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. Welcome back to 2 Men On, live from Howie's sports page. Lobo basketball's tonight at 7:30. We're going to be here watching it. Come hang out with us if you want to hang out with us. The NBA is trying to lie to me. They're now saying in their official Kia MVP ladder, blah, 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 that Nikola Jokic is the number one contender for the league's MVP. That is not accurate. It is SGA. I'm very confused on why they're trying to make me talk about this just because Nikola is averaging a triple L weight.
Again, I will say it from the top of the Sandias from my microphone. Nikola Jokic is the best player on the planet. He should be the MVP every year.
Why? Just because he's in top 3 in scoring, rebounds, assists, and steals at an astonishing pace with just 1 month left in the regular season? That's why?
A guy who's won multiple MVPs, and this is going to be the best season of his career by far, that guy. Every season that Michael Jordan was on a basketball court, he should have been MVP. Every season LeBron James has been on a basketball court, he should have been the MVP.
Until Jokic.
Nikola Jokic, now that he's established himself, he should be MVP every year. It's just voter fatigue. Joel Embiid shouldn't have won the MVP the year that he was actually healthy. Jokic still had a better year that year. He just has, the writers, people like us, just have MVP fatigue.
Lamar Jackson this year.
Yeah, exactly.
Josh Allen and
I guess Oklahoma City winning the West by a double-digit margin doesn't mean anything. I guess clinching a playoff berth with a month left doesn't mean anything.
Nope.
Okay.
Leading the league in scoring doesn't matter either for SGA.
Number 3 in steals just doesn't mean anything. Just plays both ends of the floor. He's got talent all the way through and through. He's not in LA. He's in Oklahoma City.
Jokic is best in per. Jokic is best in VORP. Jokic is best in win shares. That's like the modern weird Bill James sabermetric stuff that goes way over, number one, my head, but most sports fans' heads. That tells you he is the best player on the planet. He should be the MVP once again.
We wrap up the 5 o'clock hour whenever we get back. It's 2 Men On, live from Howie's sports page, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
This report is...
Welcome back to Two Men On. We're at Howie's Sports Page. It's been a heck of a day today.
And only getting better tonight.
Go check out the YMCA of Central New Mexico. Don't pay till May. Get that family signed up right now. All the benefits of the club, including discounted rates for summer programs. Do that immediately. Do not wait until summer. You need a plan before summer.
Get a family membership. Nothing down, no membership fee, no payments till May. Why aren't you doing it already?
But if your plan is to get divorced, set up a joint custody where you don't have your kid during the summer months, it's actually already handled.
Got you.
Speaking of divorces.
Okay. Okay.
Did you see?
The answer's already no.
Bill Belichick and his. So apparently
they got married.
No.
Oh.
There's been reports that he has asked people at UNC to copy his 24-year-old girlfriend on emails.
I mean, Belichick's getting up there in age. He's getting a little forgetful. Everyone needs a secretary.
You think that's what it is? I think that she's trying to make sure he's not, it's almost like wanting the password to your phone.
Now that he's on a campus full of women her age, now she's worried.
Yeah, she wants that. She wants access. She wants to be able to look through all his emails, and she doesn't want to look foolish by any account.
I'm going to say it like this. I currently have an assistant at my day job. Like, if I had someone that read all my emails for me and just reported the important stuff, I would be
phenomenal.
The happiest guy in the world.
Phenomenal.
There's a reason that you two didn't give away Pantera tickets all week while I was gone, because you two don't read your emails. Like,
I have an email?
This is needed. This is a thing that everyone should have. An assistant, especially if you're the most popular guy on campus like Bill Belichick, and everyone knows that your email is s.belichick@northcarolina.com or whatever, or edu. I love this plan.
What would Bill Belichick say about a coach 5 years ago, 10 years ago? For like, I want all my emails to go through my girlfriend as well.
Well, his girlfriend was 14 at the time, so we'll never know. It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Anthem.
Johnson on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Welcome back to Two Men On. Welcome back to Howie's Sports Page. Thank you for hanging out with you boys all day. We know you're getting ready for the Lobo basketball game. So are we. Opening tip is 7:30 adjacent. You can catch that here at Howie's. Come now. Most of the seats are currently gone. I'm promising you that Luke is going to cover up the pool tables.
Yeah, I think we're going to make that happen here shortly.
There's a ton of people here. Opening day starters are being named. Spring trainings are wrapping up. We already mentioned how significant the overseas game is significant, but actual opening day, we talked about Joe Buck calling for ESPN. Like, there's just a ton going on in the world of baseball. It does feel to be in the air, boys. It feels to be in the air.
Despite a video that I saw yesterday, I have confirmed that the series in Japan, they will not be using katanas instead of baseball bats.
Yeah. No Hattori Hanzo swords going to be used in Japan to hit baseballs.
But that was a pretty great video.
I didn't see the video.
Suzuki from the Cubs was taking batting practice with samurai sword and chopping baseballs in half.
Is this for like a video game or something?
No, it was just a promotional thing, I think, for the upcoming series because the Cubs are playing out there.
Yeah. No, okay. Okay. Fox is apparently going to buy Sunday night MLB rights.
So they got Saturday and Sunday now. Sweet. I did enjoy Sunday night baseball. You wrap up your week, you chill, you do your choring, you get ready for your next week by watching baseball. And much like Sunday golf, it helps you go to sleep early.
I feel like,
and the best one of the year by far is always the one they do from Williamsport on the Sunday night game at the Little League World Series. And you got all the guys out there with the kids. And I mean, that's just one of my favorite things that baseball does.
Seasons finalized because that what animation domination, is that what they've been doing for 30 years since 1989 or whatever?
Yeah.
Those seasons traditionally wrap up around April, May. So I think you could do it. You would lose, obviously, the summer reruns, which I don't know anything about ratings of summer reruns on Fox and Sunday night.
Just put them on an hour early.
Not the worst idea. Or maybe it's a thing where it's like on the streaming app or something. But I do think with the way seasons run, you could put baseball on for the summer and be perfectly fine. And if you know what you're doing, what I do is preview the next whatever competitive singing show or whatever, air it right after or whatever, make it all work.
Baseball is going to be on TV no matter what. But if you make it accessible to already baseball fan, like I get it. You want to grow the sport. You want new fans. You got to have new technology so people who don't watch traditional television can get their eyes on baseball. But you got to embrace technology without knowing who your core demographic is.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about us on these microphones right now, middle-aged white men who've loved baseball their whole lives. You can't alienate those guys, but you also want to embrace technology and make sure everyone has access to watch baseball.
Fox has kind of always had baseball's back, too.
Yeah.
Like and a lot of people are, I hate filling the broadcaster. Fox has never given up on baseball. Fox has always had baseball.
Right.
ESPN, obviously not right now. NBC, lackluster effort. I know baseball used to be on CBS because Jack Buck would call calls. That real famous one of Kurt Gibson, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, and it was McCarver working for CBS when him and Dion got in that little thing in the locker room where Dion was dumping champagne on him. And
but Fox is baseball.
Yeah.
And you need to keep over the air Major League Baseball. Like you have to have some sort of semblance of accessibility, even if it's fake. You have to have that.
And you got to, again, like I said, you got to embrace your core demographic. You got to embrace old school baseball fan. But baseball has never been cooler than it is right now. There's so many big personalities in every genre, every look, every shape, every fashion, every nationality. There is a baseball player that can represent you, where you come from, your belief system, blah, blah, blah. And they're doing it. They're finally embracing personality in baseball. The Yankees can have beards. Like, if that's not a sign of the times, the Yankees can have bleeping beards now. Like, if that's not a big enough declaration of where baseball is headed, then I don't know what you're watching or what you're listening to.
Fox is so much more accessible than ESPN in every single way.
No, 100%. I felt the same way when they switched Monday Night Football years ago to ESPN. And then, granted, NBC picked up the Sunday night game, so you still had somewhat of the same. But my whole life growing up without cable, Monday Night Football, the thing everybody could watch, because you didn't have to have cable. I mean, I had rabbit ears on the little 13-inch black and white in my room.
Sure.
Watching Deerdorf and Al Michaels and those guys. And
we're talking Fox. We're not talking Fox Sports.
Yeah.
We're not talking where your uncle gets his news. Like, we're talking over the air. I do recognize that Disney owns it. I do recognize that Disney owns ESPN. Hey, here's going to be a theme here on things that Disney owns.
Flip a coin. Does Disney or Amazon own it?
That is it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, provide it, make it available. Joe Davis, a pretty good broadcaster. I mean, it's not a bad formula.
And open up the blackouts. People who live in the city where a baseball team plays,
that's done now,
should have to be able to watch it.
Yeah, that's all cached now.
There's still some areas.
I was going to say, we'll have to see once baseball season rolls around, because we can't get Diamondbacks games here, even with the package.
Diamondbacks and Rockies here.
No, we can get Rockies here with our package. And the irony is, the only Diamondbacks games of the year we can watch are when they're playing the Rockies.
Wild.
They'll show that, but we don't get a single other Diamondbacks game all year. Or haven't in the past. I'll have to see what it's like this year.
Kind of an iffy one.
Yeah.
And none of those, like in the NFL, it depends on if your game sells out or something.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, as a kid, I remember watching Lobo games. If the game didn't sell out, the game would be on a tape delay, and they would show it at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
But if it sold out, it would go live. And that was trying to encourage people not to just sit home and watch it and to go out to the game. But I don't see how blacking us out encourages people to go to a Diamondbacks game.
Correct. You're trying to
take the 6.5 hour drive to go to a game and then come home.
Yeah, see you there. 6.5 hours. Got you.
You want to incentivize people to go to the game. I recognize that. The pricing of stuff now. Like, there's not a reasonable way outside of like Duke City Championship Wrestling, outside of like Ice Wolves hockey, outside of so many other small outlets, because professional sports cost too much money. When we get back from the break, we're joined by a special guest. It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Welcome back to Two Men On. Welcome back to Howie's Sports Page, where we're joined by my business partner, co-owner of Duke City Championship Wrestling, and his stage name is Hobo Hank. Hobo Hank, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you guys for having me. As always, Van, always a pleasure.
I'm so starstruck right now. I can't handle it. The heavyweight champion of Duke City Championship Wrestling is sitting right next to me.
I feel the same way about you, actually.
The star of Two Men On 95.9 FM AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Exactly.
Thank you for reciprocating.
Yep.
Now, I got obviously a wild question for you, Hobo Hank. Does anyone ever use your shoot name on the radio? Does anyone ever?
They don't.
No one.
No.
I thought about that when I introduced you.
No, I my shoot name pretty much died when Hobo Hank was born, I think. I don't think anybody cares anymore.
28 years in the industry, champion of Duke City Championship Wrestling. That's NWA New Mexico. The next show, Springtime Ring Time, is this upcoming Thursday, the 20th, at the historic El Rey Theater. Tickets available at dccwtickets.com. And joining us now on the program is Santa Claus, Luke Markwith. Welcome back.
Well, thank you.
Now, Luke, you've been in a pro wrestling ring, a NWA New Mexico pro wrestling ring.
I have.
Santa Claus.
Yes. Had a blast. I wasn't really sure. I wasn't up to the protocol of getting in and out of the ring, and plus I had a little extra weight, so it wasn't as smooth as I would have liked the first time. But I'll get it better next time.
Now, Hobo Hank, of the number of Santa Clauses you've seen in your professional wrestling career, where does Luke rank?
Oh, top of the list for sure. I've been through a lot of Santa Clauses in the wrestling world. In fact, I too have been Hobo Claus or Santa Hobo or whatever they called me.
Santa Hank.
Been there, done it, but you did it better, man. It was great.
I appreciate that.
Yep.
Yeah, unfortunately, that was, I think, the night you were sick, and I wasn't able to witness the greatness of you, but we still had a great time.
Well, I appreciate you being there. Yeah, I think I've missed 2 matches in my entire career, and that was one of them, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
I won't be next Thursday. I will not be missing that. I will be there for sure.
I'll have to get over there.
The thing is, Hobo is super high on Santa Claus's good list.
Oh, yeah.
And he knows the real Santa. So it's just not okay hanging out with Albuquerque Santa when he's
really.
used to the real deal, you know?
Right.
The 505 Santa.
Right.
Is,
You know why Santa Claus is always so jolly, right?
Tell me.
Because he knows where all the naughty girls live.
Here we go. Luke Markwith, everyone.
Brings a lot of presents.
We're at the 6
Howie's.
o'clock hour here now.
Yeah. Welcome to Howie's After Dark.
Nice.
Duke City Championship Wrestling next Thursday. It's Springtime Ring Time. Doors are at 6. Event is at 7. A ton going on out there. NWA New Mexico. Hobo Hank, talk a little bit about the history. Talk about the partnership, my dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while since I've been on this show, and so much has happened in behind the scenes. You know, NWA it's history. It's wrestling history. You know, it's been around for decades.
78 years.
78 years. And, you know, I never in my wildest dreams thought I would ever stand in a ring with those 3 letters on it, which I had the opportunity to do not too long ago. But then to be partnered with Billy Corgan and the NWA it's crazy. I'm proud to kind of carry that banner, and you know, I'm excited to see what the next year looks like working alongside of them.
So you're a humble guy. You're the epitome of humility. You deserve all the credit for the NWA partnership.
You
know, Fred did nothing, Buck did nothing, Fernando did nothing.
Yeah,
all down the line.
Darren did nothing.
So I mean,
I wish I could say that's true. It's actually not true at all. So it
come on.
was a group effort, but yeah, I mean, flying out there, we flew out there in October to meet everybody and kind of seal the deal. And I wasn't expecting to wrestle for them. So that was pretty crazy, you know, to land in Florida and all of a sudden I'm wrestling.
Takes his bag of gear. He wasn't expecting to wrestle.
They said,
"Oh, if you insist."
I dress like that all the time, man. I don't know what you're talking about. If you go to Tampa, Florida without a big old puffy orange jacket in the middle of October, you are asking for trouble.
You are out your mind.
It gets down in the low 60s sometimes.
One of my very first pro wrestling story, boys, comes from this trip when me and Hobo Hank went out to Tampa Bay for the TV tapings. They do it at this PBS studio for the NWA, and we booked the Overdose Inn on accident. We show up and there's no physical way we can stay there because the guy at the counter says there's no physical way I'm going to allow you to stay here. Like, this place is not safe.
You were the only ones there not renting by the hour.
Correct.
I mean, and then just put that in perspective. Hobo Hank will not stay in this hotel.
You excuse me, sir. You have to fail a drug test to be here.
Yeah. It was. We didn't have enough narcotics in us or on us to even be on the property.
Yeah,
So,
but not even
Bring me next time.
Yes. And it was also between the two hurricanes that were existing at that time last fall. You guys remember? So there were 0 hotel rooms in town, and me and Hobo Hank literally traversed the great St. Pete, Tampa, Clearwater area to the wee hours of the night, where we end up, and this is not a joke, hijacking someone's hotel room on like a $100 handshake to a desk attendant at a Hilton.
Right.
It was the weirdest night of my professional life.
Well, obviously, Billy Corgan hasn't shaken you guys down yet at this point.
Yeah.
He's got room at his house.
We hadn't signed the deal yet.
Yeah, we would have happily slept on his couch at that point. But we had to pull out like the Marriott Gold Card just to kind of sweeten the deal. But we almost slept outside that day, but we made it. It was cool, and it made the trip more enjoyable.
We would have had the orange puffy jacket. We would have been fine.
I know.
For the both of you.
Pro Wrestling this upcoming Thursday, the 20th. I do own that. If you buy that, you're supporting me in that. Hobo Hank also owns that. Super fun, family-friendly pro wrestling, which there was other pro wrestling recently that wasn't family-friendly. This is the one you go to for fam stuff.
Right.
This is the deal. You've been in the business almost 30 years, Joe. How important it is that kids get out early? How important is it that there's this type of entertainment for families?
Yeah, I think it's awesome that there are different types of wrestling, and hopefully, people see our ads and they hear us talk about it, and so they understand what it is that we do. Because independent wrestling, it really runs a gamut, right? Sometimes it's bloody, sometimes it's inappropriate, and I think there's obviously a place for that, and I enjoy it. I've done it myself, but ours is family friendly, so we cater to the families, the kiddos, try to get you out early on a school night. And you're not going to see you're not going to have to explain things on the way home after what we do in front of you. So bring them all. It's a good time at the El Rey.
I mean, you see kids around town rocking the Duke City Championship Wrestling merch. You see Hobo Hank merch. I haven't seen Fabulous Freddie Fame merch yet, but I'm sure I will at some point.
We've sold some shirts.
Have you ran into somebody traversing the community who just pulled on your trousers like, "Hey, mister, you're Hobo Hank"?
I have. It happens every once in a while. I'll be standing in line, checking out somewhere. I'll be at a restaurant eating, and somebody comes by, and I love that. So if you do see me out and about, please come say hi. That's kind of why we do what we do, man. It's for the fans. So we love that you love what we do.
It's like an interesting thing professionally, boys, because for the last 20 years, I've been the radio guy. Like forever, it's Fred Slow. That's the radio guy. You and I were at the Super Bowl a couple weeks ago, Van, and we're doing a little taste of the NFL thing.
Yeah.
And at the taste of the NFL, some vendors came up to me and they said, "Hey, I know you. You're Fred Slow." I'm like, "Yeah, the radio guy. Like, it's nice to meet you. Like, it's fun to be here at the Super Bowl." He goes, "No, you're the wrestling guy." And I'm like, "No, like this is unacceptable."
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I am the radio guy. Like, this is wild to me.
I've long thought that, but it's nice to see someone else acknowledge it.
Yeah, that means you've arrived, man. That's very cool.
I'm currently pulled up on the NWA's YouTube page where Hobo Hank fought Gags the Gimp. And I'm looking at some of the comments here, boys. Would you like to see how...
That's a sentence nobody ever thought they would hear.
Right.
Yeah.
This is Howie's After Dark now. Go crazy.
Yeah. How could you not love Hobo Hank? Hobo Hank is the guy. There are lots of other names I could use for Hobo Hank. One is Hero. I mean, these are all good. These are like exactly what you need in the world of professional wrestling is a homeless man fighting a gimp.
Well, it sums up our business pretty tidily there, I think. I can't talk enough about the experience we had at NWA. It's such a professional organization. Just the talent that's out there is crazy. And so, to be in the same locker room with some of these people that have, just dominated the industry over the years was pretty cool, man. And then to have them know who we were and what we were about, what we were doing in Albuquerque, that's even more awesome. And so for those of you that listen at home that are aware of NWA, these guys are now reaching out to us and asking, when can we be part of DCCW. So you'll see a lot of them coming through. We'll have a couple obviously next Thursday night, and we'll keep bringing them back. So
did you know people are calling you the Birthday Brawler? They play on Brooklyn Brawler. Why have we missed that all these years?
Whoops. There's some marketing opportunities there.
Pretty obvious. Yeah, that's a good one. Good for them.
You are going to face Saleh Taylor, my co-host of Going Over, which you can hear tomorrow morning right here on the Sports Animal. He sucks in every way.
He does suck, but he's big. So I'm not expecting an easy night by any stretch. I know he's got Matt Robles in his corner, so that's always a pain in the neck. But yeah,
can I be in your corner?
You know what? That's kind of part of why I was here today. Is I would like to. I'd like to formally invite you to be in my corner on Thursday night.
Let me ask my professional dad, Van.
Do you have any glasses, sunshades from the early 90s?
I do.
To match Matthew Robles' wraparound game?
Oh, that would be so amazing. If you came out dressed as Matthew Robles.
I could go right now to the Buffalo Exchange.
Yeah.
There's a Goodwill across the street.
Yeah, I could go to the Goodwill.
See if they have any Versace fanny packs, and
I could get a suit from Isaiah's dad's closet and just go out there and be that guy. Like I would look the part.
Perfectly. Same size. Yeah, same size.
Has to happen. Well, there you heard it first, Albuquerque. You don't miss that one.
Next Thursday night. Normally I start the show, but I'm going to finish it with Hobo Hank. Will he remain victorious over Saleh Taylor? Will the historic El Rey erupt whenever? What's the best women's match in the history of all time?
Oh man,
the amount of talent, not just in the ring, but physically that you're looking at.
Yeah, it's that women's match is going to be insane. I kind of hate to wrestle after it, to be honest with you.
Let's open the show with it.
I thought about that. I'll put it somewhere in the middle so you guys will appreciate it. Probably right before intermission so you can meet and greet with them. But
Natalia Markova, who is the daughter of Yakov Smirnov, she is taking on hometown Angelica Risk and the debuting Fallon Gray. And I mean, like if you had the dating app and these three gals came up in a row, like you did not go no lefts,
right all the way,
no lefts at all. Like this is the most important thing that pro wrestling is.
There's a blonde, there's a brunette, there is a kind of in between. I mean, there's a tall one. We got it all. It is a perfect mix. And Albuquerque got to see Natalia and myself in the ring last month, and that was pretty cool, man. That I cannot say enough things about her. She is an amazing wrestler. Look her up on Instagram. See some of the highlight reels that have been going around with her lately, just going viral, and for a very good reason. You can see her live. You can meet her at the El Rey. Just come on down, and she'll sign a picture for you.
Can I get one of those pictures that you took with her? One of those.
Right, where she's showing me off as if I'm a prize on The Price is Right. Yeah, I know. It was. There's not a lot of things. When I'm in the ring, I could usually kind of keep my composure, but when she started doing that, I had to laugh. It was.
Yeah, you popped.
Yeah, I did. She popped me. It was funny.
Let me go out on a limb here and say Van's going to be calling the women's match once again.
It's our social media live stream.
Okay, excellent. There we go.
Yeah, we're also we're bringing in a mini documentary crew. It's going to be a whole thing because we're debuting the Enchanted Championship this week. Ooh. Yeah, so we're super excited for the Women's Championship, where we will crown our Women's Champion May the 10th at our birthday bash. It's our second annual birthday bash, which means we've been doing it for 2 years.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it feels like a lot longer, and it also feels like it hasn't been that long all at the same time. I don't know how to explain it, but our May 10th show is going to be crazy. We're going to celebrate our second anniversary in a really big way. We're going to do some things we've never done, you've never seen done in this state, and I can attest to that because I've been here forever. It'll be really cool, man. We'll tease. We'll just leave it at that, and we'll talk more about it as we get closer.
There you go.
Now, when you say mini documentary crew, do they make short documentaries, or is this little people who make documentaries?
Excellent question. This is true journalism.
Are these full-size documentaries made by little people, or are these short documentaries made by regular people?
Okay, so I'm going to ask a very important follow-up question to your question before I answer your question.
Yes.
Would you say a mini can of Coca-Cola is still Coca-Cola, or is it not Coca-Cola?
Yeah, I just need 4 of them.
Okay, yes, then it's the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
okay. Just,
also,
for the listeners out there.
Yeah, in the industry, it's called midget wrestling in the industry.
Well, yes, I was trying to be very correct here.
And we have tried to work with them before. Unfortunately, we're a family-friendly show. So there's
negotiations came up short.
There you go. Yeah, well, that's where Minneapolis is. What you're referring to?
Going mini.
A mini soda.
I hate your guts, dude. Hobo Hank, who you can see Thursday night at the historic El Rey Theater, defending his Duke City Championship NWA New Mexico title against Saleh Taylor. Well, and any other night of the week, the alley behind the Frontier Restaurant. Hobo Hank, thank you so much.
Thank you, gentlemen. Always a pleasure. I know I'll see you all next Thursday, and I can't wait. Albuquerque will be there.
If you can't wait till next Thursday, you can see me and Zy Patterson tomorrow at the Sheraton Albuquerque Airport Hotel, 2910 Yelp Boulevard Southeast. It's a big card show, boys. That's right. We're going to go down there with, hundreds of our closest trading cards, sports, of Magic the Gathering, Pokemon friends, and you can see Duke City Championship Wrestling there, where we will have an in-person, very fun promo code for you to purchase tickets to upcoming events. So come see us. It's going to be tremendous. Hobo Hank, thank you.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you soon.
I like that. When we get back from the break, we continue from Howie's. It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
You're listening.
Back to the program. Welcome back to Two Men On. We're at Howie's Sports Page. About an hour away from Lobos basketball.
I can feel it. It's getting close.
There's a lot of people here.
Yeah.
Come to Howie's. Big thank you to Hobo Hank who joined us.
I like him. I idolize him.
Yeah, he's sweet, dude.
He's everything I want to be when I grow up. Wait, I'm 43. He's everything I wish I was now that I'm grown up.
I think you and Hobo Hank are the same age.
Yeah. The things he's accomplished and I haven't.
Oh, you've done nothing.
As close to nothing as a human could do.
Without me,
I'd be way more successful.
You've done nothing.
And happy. And, oh, God, just a rich, full bank account. Definitely more friends. More acquaintances for sure. I would have ran off less people I care about. I'd have more rich hobbies. Just like a better life all around, I think. What were we saying?
About what?
Yep.
So this Joey Bosa thing, it wasn't the 49ers?
That's so funny. God, it's so funny. How much does he hate his brother?
We got bamboozled. That's what happens when you miss 2 days of the show.
Yeah.
There's all this fun stuff.
It's going to be a weird Thanksgiving and a weirder Christmas in the Bosa household as the Niners are on their descent and the Bills are probably going to win the Super Bowl now.
I mean, realistically, though, I'm sure they're probably texting through the whole process. Like, I bet Nick knew before anybody knew, outside of the agent, of course. I'm sure he's like, yeah, bro, I don't know. They're talking about giving me this much. I asked for this.
$2.5 million is a lot of money.
Yeah.
If you have $0. If you have $10 million, $12.5 million isn't that much money. That's the difference in between the Niners and the Bills offer. You could play with your brother, live a childhood dream, or we'll give you $2.5 million more and a shot at a Super Bowl. Ooh, that one.
Or you could go to a good team.
Yeah, exactly. You could play with the MVP, have a chance at a Super Bowl, or you could play with your brother on a sinking ship.
You could help try to make the Niners great again.
Oh, yes, you could. Mm-hmm.
Today, Buffalo lost a bunch of defensive players like PEDs, though.
Did they really?
Yeah, it was like the defensive tackle, whose name I can't pronounce, Ogunjobi.
Oh, okay.
And then
super close.
Michael Howick. They both went out for PED stuff. And I'm telling you, if there's two of them, there's more than two of them.
Sure.
Like, you're going to get the two.
We got a new Balco scandal emerging from Buffalo.
Just saying.
Buffco.
Buffco.
Oh, that's a good one.
Buffco.
Gate. Say gate at the end.
Buffco Gate.
Yeah. That's how they do that thing.
Oh, yeah.
Devontae Adams said he did not negotiate with Puka Nacua for his jersey number. Said he didn't even ask for it. Said Nacua was going to 12 no matter what.
Okay, hard doubt.
Just
hard doubt. There's no way that's true. Or no way that's completely true. Probably a smidgen of truth in there somewhere.
I had 100,000 reasons to change my number to 12.
The largest free agent spending deficit in NFL history is the 49ers this year. That's insane.
It's a mass exodus. You thought the Eagles' departures were bad.
But they got that one quarterback
who was great when he was making $900,000 a year.
He isn't $40 million worth of quarterback.
No.
I hate to break it to you, Niners fan. When your team was loaded on both sides of the ball and you had a guy making less than $1 million, he was excellent.
Yeah.
Now that everyone's gone and you got to pay him $40 million a year, you about to see what happens.
I do think, and I've talked about this before, I think we're going to see what happened to the running back market happen to the quarterback market. Mm-hmm. It's getting too ridiculous with the price tags. I think the bottom is going to drop out, and you'll see one or two guys that get a big second contract. Everybody else is just going to draft a guy for 4 years, put weapons around him, and try to win that way. And if not, move on.
I think there's another layer to it as well. After the next collective bargaining agreement, I think there's going to be 2 salary caps in the NFL.
Yeah, I think so too.
One for your quarterback room and one for the rest of the team.
The only time it's happened once where a quarterback won a Super Bowl making at least 13% of their team's salary.
Patrick Mahomes.
And that was Mahomes once. And we all understand he's different. Next year, there's something like 17 quarterbacks that are making more than 13% of their team's salary cap. And that is a recipe for disaster.
The Chiefs are re-signing Bailey Zappi. Didn't they just sign Gardner Minshew like 5 minutes ago?
What's wrong with Patrick Mahomes? Is Patrick okay? Patrick, blink if you're okay.
Yeah, are you currently okay?
He's going back to his side job doing voiceover work for Eastbound and Down in the offseason.
I don't get that reference.
They just sound exactly. He just sounds like
Kenny Powers.
He just sounds like Kenny Powers when he talks.
If Kenny Powers and Kermit the Frog had a baby, it would be Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Obviously, because sports is poetry, obviously, the Vikings are going to sign Aaron Rodgers.
Well, how else does he follow the Brett Favre script?
To my knowledge,
Packers, Jets, Vikings.
To my knowledge, he hasn't sent a dong pic to anyone in New York yet. He needs to complete that task.
Well, I guess, yeah.
And then go to Minnesota.
Why did you say in New York? Are you talking about because Pat McAfee lives in Indianapolis? Is that why you said it that way?
He already has a whole library of Aaron Rodgers.
He took them himself.
Yeah, sure.
He took those photos himself.
What about the prophecy, though?
I think it's coming.
Do you play JJ over him?
You give JJ one more year.
Yeah, I don't think McCarthy's ready to play this year.
No.
What?
I seriously, I think that they know something. I don't think his last surgery was only 4 months ago in November.
Was that meniscus? Is that what he's got?
Well, I don't know. They were in there cleaning up the first one. I think
they found another one.
I think there's more going on there than they're letting out. And I think they know in there that they don't have him ready until at least next year. Physically. I mean, he's down like 30 pounds, 40 pounds, not being able to work out. He does not look like a quarterback.
Agree. And you have the ability to do one of the funniest things in the history of sports and giving Aaron Rodgers the exact trajectory of Brett Favre. You do it, right?
Oh, yeah.
You do it. Because you're not better than the Packers. You're not better than the Lions. You're not going to be better than the upstart Bears.
Yeah,
with the new best offensive line and best wide receiver room in all of football. Like, just do something funny for the memes.
Yeah.
Do it for the lulz, bruh.
Any story that's coming out about at all Aaron Rodgers is produced by the Aaron Rodgers camp or a liar?
Yes.
Okay.
For sure. What's Pat McAfee's production company? Whatever it is to keep his show.
Kickers Matter or something?
Yeah, sure.
Punters are people. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, PRP. Yeah, that's what it's called. Yep.
PA.
No, it's just the R, like Toys R Us. It's like the quotation.
Oh, it's a backwards
R.
R.
Yeah, it's the backwards R. Toys R. Punters are people.
It's not so bad. We wrap up the week. We wrap up the program whenever we get back. It's 2 Men On live from Howie's. Awesome. 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. Program. Welcome back to Two Men On. We are wrapping up the week. Lobos basketball is in approximately 30 minutes.
Ish. Who's playing before them? Obviously, I don't care. Just Lobos or nothing.
I also don't care. I don't care a lot about conference tournaments.
Just the Bows, baby.
You call them the Bows now?
I do.
The Bows. I don't like the way you just said that.
Well, it's a thing. Sorry to disappoint you.
I think on a national perspective, national sports fan thinks any of these 4 teams left in the Mountain West have a shot to win the Mountain West.
Agree. Except for San Diego State, the 4 left are the 4 good ones.
Sure. I mean, but I think, and again, this is me saying it in a way to where I'm trying to be kind to the fans of teams in the Mountain West. There is not nationally that. There's not nationally, with Colorado State and Utah State and Boise State and now New Mexico. There's not nationally an opinion that any of these things are superior to another.
Well, I mean, Richard Pitino is a coach of the Lobos. They have a national All-American, 3 Mountain West All-Conference guys. They're worthy of that attention. They're worthy of that praise.
I don't know if there is attention, though, because I think on a national scale, like if you get Sports Pundit, their breakdown is going to be, well, the winner is going to be the team with the most points. Like, that's all you're really going to get with Mountain West talk. Like, these games need to be statement games from the Lobos to get national talk.
I mean, with Donovan Dent's getting national attention all year. He's an All-American.
He's the only one averaging 19 and 10 in the country.
Mountain West Conference Player of the Year.
Yeah. I mean, he deserves the attention. Lobos deserve the attention. But, I get what you're saying. It's not ACC. It's not SEC. It's not Blue Blood. They're not in the top 10. But I do believe they're worthy of the attention. I do believe they're worthy of the praise. And once you get to the tournament, I think the Lobos are the only team from the Mountain West with a legit shot of making a run in this thing.
Well, they better score more than 63 points.
Hard agree.
Why 63? That's what they scored last night against San Jose.
And it ain't going to be enough tonight.
State. It's not. That won't be enough tonight.
No, that's what I mean.
This game will come down 83 to 74. That's like this game tonight.
I like that.
High 70s to high 60s. Lobos do what they need to do and cruise. I think Boise State is outmatched this time.
And I know a lot of fans, you got to play the team you're up against. The next game is the most important game. I'm going to tell you right now, though, it's not. It's about building momentum into the tournament of 64 teams.
Yeah.
Or 68 or whatever. Don't at me. But that's what this is about. This is not about winning the game. This is about setting the precedent. Set it.
I mean, because this game, this L for Boise State might bounce them from their tournament hopes.
First 4 out.
Yeah, 100%. And there is a national conversation about the New Mexico Lobos if they are back-to-back Mountain West champs.
Sure.
You are now doing that thing.
Yeah.
You are now, as caller DJ said earlier, JD, my apologies, you now are – God, if they were a 7 seed, they'd be so set.
Yeah. I mean,
it'd be way better.
I honestly believe if you win this conference tournament and you're the regular season and conference champions, you did it last year, you showed what you can do, they will be higher than an 8 or 9, and that will be gigantic for their tournament hopes.
They did have their toughest non-conference schedule this year in many, many years and did very well with a lot of those. I mean, the losses are justifiable losses. You look at St. John's now, that was a close game, and St. John's is a top 10 team.
They will go out earlier in the tournament than you think.
St. John's?
Yeah, they didn't really play that schedule. They didn't really do it. Like, they're fine. They're fine. I would tell you they're a top 20 team. They're not a top 10 team. But I do see the schedule. I get what we're saying.
I mean, again, we just said it about the Mountain West Conference. You play the schedule that's in front of you. That's what they did. They won a bunch of games.
That's a good point. And if the Lobos do end up in that 8-9 seed where they have to play a first-round team to get to 16, excuse me, not first round, number 1 seed, they win that game, the nation then,
now you know.
you got them all behind them.
Now
everyone
you know.
in the country.
And we have the biggest party in the history of Howie's.
Woof, woof, woof. If that happens, that would be, I mean, that's the story. That's the San Diego State story from 2 years ago or whatever.
You can hear it in the background at Howie Sports Play. This place is turning up.
There's
right
so many
now.
people here.
People are realizing we're getting closer and closer to tip off.
And you got to remember, it's still Albuquerque, so we're going to get another 30 people 5 minutes after the game starts.
Yes, we will. A lot of Cherry and Silver packing in here. A lot of Lobos fans packing here. A lot of people, which I love, showed up early.
Oh, yeah.
Held down their spot, and now they know they're guaranteed a sweet seat for this game. Few seats open. If you knew you're already coming here, come here. If you're undecided, also come here.
It will be an electric environment. There's no better place to watch the game unless you're at the tournament and you know.
I want the Lobos to win because I'm a fan of the home team doing well. I do like being in big groups of supporters when their teams lose. It is like my favorite thing.
Just a little case study.
I love it so much. You ever go to like a team themed bar when their team loses? Oh, gosh. Especially in like football when you have 30 seconds between every play to overreact to the play that just happened.
Yeah, I've been here in this very place when that happened. This is a Packers bar, the only designated Packers bar from the Green Bay Football Packers. I've seen Packers take a rough L in here, and let's just say I didn't drive home that night.
Yeah, when they lose, we call it the Packer Parade because they all kind of just get out. It looks like the March of the Penguins. They all just kind of file out mopingly.
Well, I hope we see a lot of the Lobo Leaps tonight in celebration because it's a big one tonight for the Lobos as they take on Boise State. You can listen to that bad boy on 770 KKOB. Rob Pornoy's got the call on that. He's
just don't let their two best players score 53 points. You will cruise tonight.
Well, the problem is it wasn't even their two best players.
Good point.
That night it was.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Made them look like All-Americans that night.
And, like, I don't necessarily know if Lobo fan in attendance is listening to local sports talk radio on the app as they're getting ready to go in.
Hard disagree. I bet people all over Las Vegas were listening to us today.
I love that they are, if they are. But that energy from last night where it was kind of felt like it was in hand early and then through the half or whatever, like you have to bring like a level greater. Like you can't believe this one's in hand. Like be that sixth guy, be that support, make it feel like a home game.
Agree. Need support from the crowd, need support from the coaching staff, and you need to turn it up to 11 to cruise and demolish Boise State, not just win.
Luke Markwith from Howie's final words.
Woof, woof, woof.
It's not so bad. Van Nunley.
Oh, my goodness, my friend. Too much of the time allotted. Anything we didn't cover, make sure you check out Monday morning on the opening drive with Jeff and JJ.
Isaiah back at the studio.
Go Bows.
Good job, everyone.
Van.
Keep breathing.
See you Monday and only Monday next week. Porque...